This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium here in Canyon, Texas. We're on the road for Thunderwolves football today to take on the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M. I'm Jim Brooks, joined by the Chief Joe Cervi. And Joe, it's an absolutely gorgeous late afternoon for football here in Canyon, Texas today.
We've been down here when it's been 190% humidity. We've sat in this booth and just molted, and I'll tell you what, it's 82 and 30% humidity. It's a very pleasant evening in Canyon, Texas. We had a great trip down and stopped in Clayton, New Mexico, and had a little bite to eat and came back. And, you know, we like coming to West Texas because this is a program that you can model your program after in all aspects, in facilities, in terms of quality opponent, in terms of coaches, in terms of support staff. West Texas A&M is a very, very good Division II university overall. And it's always nice to come someplace that's comparable to where you're familiar with.
Yeah, it's a big game atmosphere here today. Talking to Joe before, and the crowd not quite as big as in years past, but they're probably still not totally bought in because last year was a struggle. This year, new coach. They lost the opening game last week. Last week, they had a crowd of about 7,000, I think, in here. So I don't know if we're going to get there tonight. It's starting to fill in here on this late Saturday afternoon, but out just around the perimeter and it's the best tailgate we've ever been to as far as what they've got lined up out there. Thunderwolves with a good participation here. They got a nice gathering down there as well, but it just feels like a big game.
It is, and obviously, if you've read the Chieftain all week, or if you heard us talk, this is CSU Pueblo playing West Texas A&M, who's now coached by Hunter Hughes, who helped start CSU Pueblo, was there for 9 years, was a defensive coordinator, won the national championship in 2014 with the shutout in the national championship game. Hunter knows CSU Pueblo as good as anybody. He knows the personnel. He knows their schemes. We watched them warm up. So if imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then the pack should feel flattered because West Texas A&M is doing everything that CSU Pueblo does.
Yeah, you could flip-flop their uniforms and it'd be the same thing, Ron. Just like Joe said, just watching the warm-up plays they run down here and the schemes they do and the way they gather, it is definitely a mirror image. Joe talked to Hunter during the week as part of his Chieftain preparation game story. I talked to Hunter before the ball game, just happened to run into him down on the field, and he's in good spirits. Seems like he's in a good place.
I think there's a lot of pressure on Hunter Hughes tonight, self-imposed, because Hunter's that kind of guy, and he wants to acquit himself well, and he wants to prove to the people of Pueblo that he deserved a shot to be the head coach, and I don't think West Texas is where he wants it to be right now, obviously, and I don't know that we don't know what we're going to see tonight yet. He's tried to play the Lou Holtz we're not very good card. I think a lot of that is BS, and I'll tell you right now, if you ever underestimate any football team from Texas, you're in trouble.
And talking about Hunter getting the program where he wants it to be, I talked to him earlier this summer. We were on a trip together, happened to be in Las Vegas, and we had a chance to have some extended conversations, and he said, hey, I had to whack a lot of dead wood off this ball club. I mean, there was players that just weren't going to buy in. They didn't want them around. But when you look at their roster, Joe, and you compare it to last year and the people that are returning were the core group. I mean, this is still a pretty good core, especially on the defensive end from last year.
Well, they have players. And if you're playing and you're doing the right things, and you don't care what the head coach says, you just do what you're told and you play. You know, if the coach says no hats in meetings or no hats on the sidelines or you can't be late or things that CSU Pueblo, when CSU Pueblo started its program, the rules were so rigid and so strict and so non-negotiable that a lot of players and people just couldn't cut it. And Hunter has had to come into an established program and try and set those rules, and it's taken a lot of people by surprise here. But the ones who abide by them are the guys you want playing for you anyway. And, you know, yes, CSU Pueblo's rules have maybe laxed a little bit, but John Richardson will say, well, they've earned those rights through the years. You know, they're still not crazy about a lot of things, but, you know, the leniency has come because you've earned it a little bit, whereas Hunter, he's got to throw that hammer down right away. And probably our favorite sports information guy in all of our travels, Kit Streif down here, he's been on the record just telling us, hey, we may be struggling now, we may struggle tonight in this game, but we're going to be good because the culture has changed here. Well, what he said was these coaches work.
Yeah.
They come to the office. They don't goof around. They don't mess around. He said they come in. They're here before anybody else in the staff is there. They're there till well after everybody's gone. The thing that people don't understand is West Texas A&M practices in the mornings. They go really early in the mornings to avoid the late day heat, but to let the players go to class, deal with their academics, have a life, but they do all their rigor practices in the mornings. And it's a little bit strange like that, but the culture has definitely changed, and if you ask the people at West Texas, it's definitely for the better.
We're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to our next segment. We come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach of the Thunderwolves. That's John Riston. It all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
From the start, and it's kind of funny that sometimes as a head coach you just got to tell them what time game time is and let them go, and that's what I felt about this group, and hopefully we can continue this momentum.
Well, I thought defensively it was like a vice. They just kept squeezing them all game long, and eventually they couldn't function.
Well, we gave up that, we gave up that one long drive that was 90 yards. You take that away, I mean, it was really a great defensive performance. It was a great defensive performance no matter what. When you limit the Mines explosive offense to 7 points. And so I really like what Leo and Coach Kreiner and Coach Smith and Coach Fetters and everybody's doing, and it's going to be fun.
Offensively, you couldn't have better balance. I mean, the numbers were very close.
My ideal of an offense is to have 250 yards rushing, 250 yards passing, and we're pretty close to that. And I think that's where you have the most successful teams, are where they can't focus on one thing. And we've been a little more, we've been one-dimensional last couple of years, but we've done a lot of work in the off-season to fix it, I guess. And I really liked our game plan. I really liked how we were able to grow with that. And we have playmakers on the outside.
Well, I'd say some people are not as knowledgeable, maybe on the outside looking in. Man, do we have a quarterback controversy now? But I think it's anything but that.
Well, I think that, we try to play this as we had three outstanding quarterbacks compete for it. And Rex has done an absolutely great job. Was a fraction away from being the guy, but Brandon Edwards has won the job. And we knew we were going to have AJ has some different strengths than the other two, and so we're going to use both of them. And I really think that we and we want to continue to grow and develop those packages.
Well, and the other thing I think that was exposed in this ball game is you got some pretty good receivers.
Yeah, I think Josh Smith came in. We've been watching a lot of football games here for the last 10 years, and that might be one of the best catches we've seen. And little Kevin Reavers, he's come on, and you just can't get rid of that guy. I mean, not rid of the guy, but he always comes up and makes the play, is what I mean. And he's such a feisty little competitor that he finds a way. And then O'Shea's steady Eddie, and then Sammy Long's going to have some good things coming. And so even Shane Larson out of Pueblo West is the redshirt freshman. He's got some athletic ability, and he's just right behind him.
Well, let's transition now into this week's ball game. A lot of things around the periphery, I guess you'd say, with Hunter being the new head coach at West Texas A&M, but it still comes down to beating the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not about Hunter. It's not about me versus Hunter. It's about CSU Pueblo football players playing West Texas football players. Their coaches, we're just stage hands. We just move the piano. We just pull the curtain. We order the buses, but it's these guys that get to go perform on the stage. And I think it's you got to go win these in-region games. You got to go on the road and go win games like this. If you ever have any aspirations considerations of playing late in November and December. And I know it's only the first week in September, but we have to understand the ramifications of this game.
Well, the Buffaloes, they may have lost a few players, but the core seems to be there, and the thing about their core is defensively. They're going to make you work for winning this football game. Even if they struggle offensively, their defense is going to keep them in the ball game.
Well, I think it's just one of those things that we're going to play, I want to say, a mirror image of what we want to be, or what we believe we're like, and what they believe they're like. And so I hope that our guys, our Jimmy and Joes, as we talked about on Wednesday night, come up a little bit better than their Jimmy and Joes.
Well, the thing about them also, offensively, they're going to be a little different look than what we've seen in the past. They're changing things up, trying to change the culture.
Yeah, they're going to be. They were outstanding with so many athletes on the perimeter and just tremendous athletic ability. They still got it, but they're going to go to a physical attack run style. They got Weatherspoon is a very hard running back to tackle, and they're just going to feed them. And I'm anxious to see our defense versus that.
All right, good luck today.
Go Pack.
All right, Thunderwolves head coach John Riston back with more right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium, as it's also known as the Happy State Bank Field. It's everybody's just in a festive move. Joe Cervi along with Jim Brooks here today, bring you the call of this ball game, and we're looking forward to it. The sports information director is here, Dax Larson. That's always good. The recorder guys are here, so Thunderwolves are represented the way they need to be represented up here in the booth. Joe, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited to see this game. John in the pregame show talked about it's not about John and it's not about Hunter. BS. It's about John and it's about Hunter. And talking with Hunter this week, he said, I know there are guys on that CSU Pueblo football team that are going to play harder than they've ever played before just to prove a point to me. And
exactly.
So I told him, I said, hey, whatever motivates you. He said, and he
that's what you need.
And he kind of laughed, but I said, Hunter, don't you think there's going to be some guys on your team that are going to play as hard as they ever have, so that we can welcome you to the new place and show you that you made the right choice? And he said, you got a point. So I anticipate this to be a very physical, very hard-hitting, very intense game.
Well, in my preparation for it, just looking at it, I can see looks like they've lost some weapons on offense. They're incorporating a new system. But the defense, Hunter can teach defense. And they played very well last week against Azusa Pacific, which is a nationally ranked team. They moved up to 8th in the poll. I think they were 13th going into the game last week. But they held them down, and it was a 17-13 game late into the fourth quarter until West Texas fumbled away a ball, and it was returned for a touchdown. So they could have been driving for conceivably the winning score of the ball game. Instead, they gave it away and then ended up stretching it out a little bit. But that was a very close football game.
It was, but again, we our own thoughts on Azusa Pacific. They play in probably the weakest of all Division II conference. I'm not sold on them particularly. I think they were better last year, and they were a playoff team. So it's not like they're horrible. But I think Hunter's just missing a piece or two right now, and who knows? They may get it by this week. But I think that he's straight on honest when he's saying that CSU Pueblo's defense is as good as it's been. And you and I both saw last week when you hold Mines and that system, not just that quarterback, but that system to one touchdown, you played pretty good on defense.
We're winding our way toward kickoff here at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium in Canyon, Texas. We'll come back after this timeout. Joe will give you the keys to victory in today's game. That all comes your way next. This is the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Back to Canyon, Texas. The Maroon Platoon now performing out at midfield right now for West Texas A&M. Joe, you had an interesting story before the ball game.
It was really kind of a neat scene. CSU Pueblo brought its band down. They're the marching band, and they went out and they practiced a little bit before them. And so the band, when they were done, they went over to the West Texas band, who was sitting in the stands, and the band director thanked them for letting them come down, use the field, give them a few minutes at halftime to march and do one of their songs, and they all clapped clapped for each other. It was a really neat thing. I think that's a band thing. You know,
yeah, exactly.
They banded together, so it was just kind of neat to see that they were very gracious hosts and very appreciative of being hosted.
Joe, do you know the name of their buffalo? I didn't catch it.
It's Chip. I don't know.
I was down in the tunnel where it comes out, and they were unloading the thing, and that thing is he was a little feisty before the game, kicking at his trailer when he was trying to get out of there, and he's
catatonic right now.
Yeah, he's situated down there on the field in a nice little trance, getting ready to run on out. Let's get to the keys to the game for today. First, for the Thunderwolves, Joe, what do they have to do to win this game?
I think they have to stay in the moment and do your job. I mean, you can't look at West Texas. You can't look at their record. You can't look at Hunter Hughes. If you're playing right tackle, you have to play right tackle football. If you're playing left defensive end, you have to play left defensive end football. You have assignments, you have responsibilities, and you have to do your job and not get caught up in the big picture and just play sound football. For West Texas A&M to pull off what would be an upset, let's make no mistake about it, to beat the nationally ranked Thunderwolves, what do they have to do to win the game? Two keys. I think they have to win the turnover ratio. Not only do they have to not cough the ball up or turn the ball over, they have to get some. So they have to win that turnover ratio in a very positive way, give themselves a short field or an extra possession or two, and they can't be penalized in the mental penalties. They have to shut those down. Yeah, we're looking forward to this battle. We'll keep it here just a little bit longer as West Texas A&M, they're starting to make their way out of the tunnel. As Joe's mentioned, this is kind of like a Dutch Clark Stadium feel, the way the stadium. They've kind of got it dug out of a bowl. It's kind of nice. It's just like Dutch. And it's a beautiful day here, so it's breezy. Amarillo, by the way, 10 miles to the north, has been named the windiest city in America, according to the Weather Channel, and it's a day, but not as bad as it very well could be. What I don't like is the goalposts to the north are not even. Yeah, they're a little off. They're crooked, and I don't know that anybody else sees that but me, but they're lining up behind the Buffalo. It's a Ralphie of the University of Colorado fame. This one looks tamer. Yeah, it's a lot more subdued. Usually, Ralph, you got to subdue. Here come the Buffaloes out onto the field, and their fans rise as one to salute their ball club as it makes its way out on the field. He's not real committed to the run down the field. No, he's got a little less. Yeah, he's not very committed at all. It's like they've given him a tranquilizer or something. Maybe it's an older Buffalo. I'm not sure, but it's definitely not the same. I mean, the guys up at CU have to really restrain Ralph out of this. This one's just kind of, all right, I'll go for a stroll. It's trying to graze. That's right. It's trying to eat the artificial turf. It's trying to graze at the 45-yard line. And that is never a good thing. What I think is great, though, is they stopped it on the 45-yard line on the CSU Pueblo sideline. So if it is to relieve itself, for having business it has to take care of, it's right there on the sideline in the coach's box at CSU. And it is, Joe, as a matter of fact, see the salute right at the 43-yard line. Look at that, would you? I don't know if Hunter asked him to do that or if that's anything.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Apologize, we had a little technical difficulty there as we got knocked off, but we're back, ready to go. And what you missed was, I think we missed, probably Joe and I talking about the Buffalo, the mascot for West Texas A&M. Little surprise package over there on the 43-yard line for the Thunderwolves, Joe. Yeah, stopped in. There's a load of chips there in the coach's box, thanks to the live mascot. I'm not sure that's, if that's planned, that's pretty impressive. All right, they're having the coin toss out there. West Texas A&M won the toss. They deferred, so the Thunderwolves are going to get the ball first. Let's introduce the starting lineups for today's ball game. We have the Thunderwolves defense. They'll go this way. It'll be Darius Williams, 6', 195-pound junior out of Gilbert, Arizona. Emory Taylor, 5'9", 162-pound sophomore out of Columbine High School in Aurora. Natu Hestius, the safety, 6'2", 194 junior out of Santa Rosa, California. Dominic Cisse, 6'5", 182-pound senior out of Long Beach, California. Linebackers, Norshan Golo, 6'1", 181-pound junior out of Commerce City, went to Adams City High School. Quinn Van de Koppel, interesting story there. Maybe we'll touch on it later. 6', 225-pound junior out of Castle Rock, went to Regis Jesuit High School. Brandon Pear, 6'4", 248-pound junior out of Pine, Colorado, went to Conifer High School. James Maxey, He's a 6'1", 222-pound sophomore out of Parker, Colorado. Went to Ponderosa High School. The left defensive end, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week, Josh Croy, 6'4", 260-pound senior out of Littleton's Columbine High School. Dayon Sizer, 6'4", 283-pound junior out of Aurora, went to Eagle Crest High School. And the right defensive end is Michael Riston. He's a 6', 248-pound junior out of Broomfield. I think a short change in there, 6'4". John Riston, of course, the head coach. West Texas A&M is lined up to kick off here.
They had a planned onside kick last week and could have got it, but half the kickoff unit from West Texas didn't realize it was an onside kick and let them go.
Well, I've always operated on the assumption here they kick off at 5 minutes after the hour with local TV, but evidently TV not televising this game tonight, so we're kicking off right on time, the scheduled time. Kicking off for West Texas A&M. It would be a freshman here, Alex Schrag. He is a true freshman.
Can you just see Hunter recruiting kickers?
Exactly. Tevin Donnell and Tavon Dodd are back deep. The kick is going to sail about 8 yards into the end zone. Actually, they got the freshman back there.
That's a good kick right there.
Sebastian Spencer going to return kicks, but he sailed off his hands out of bounds. Spencer suiting up this week. Decided to get him out there with the injury, of course, to Bernard McDonald out for the year with the shoulder surgery. They had to bring up somebody, and they're going to burn the red shirt of Sebastian Spencer and put him on the active roster here. And he was out there to return the kick right away. Thunderwolves start off offense here. Ball open up on the left hash mark. Quarterback, of course, is Brandon Edwards. Michi is the starting tailback. Trips to the right this time. The extra tight end lines up on the left side. That's Morgan Smith. He comes in motion to the right side, so they flood the zone over the right side. Here comes a pass play. Pressure on, gets ass away, going for it all up the right sideline. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Trying to get the ball over on the edge here to Amon Johnson. Heavy pressure off the defensive end that time for the Buffaloes.
Lucky they didn't Keith Head get called for a hold on that play. He looked like he had a handful of jersey, but the problem with a pass like that is you got to leave it in bounds just to give him a chance. That ball was on the white, well into the white on the sidelines of West Texas.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. The Thunderwolves just underway here in Canyon, Texas. This time they leave Michi lined up directly behind Edwards. Ball on the left hash mark. Double wide out right this time. To get him to jump. They don't get it done. Michi is hit and knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. Actually ran into the back of Spencer Nathy, the starting guard that time. That kind of knocked him backwards, and then when he came forward, the pursuit got him. So no gain. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Thunderwolves.
Jim, that's what happens when you take your shot on first down and don't come up with anything. Second down, you usually try to go back to the run, and West Texas was having none of it.
It's a Lions Realty. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Thunderwolves. Let's see what formation they come up with this time. Put Riverich in the game. He's going to line up wide to the right. And Johnson and O'Shea to the right. Actually, this time it's Smith into the ball game in the slot. Straight draft back from the gun. Here comes pressure. And Edwards gets away from it. Now spins to the outside. Looks up the field's got a man. And it is caught by Michi. And he's got the first down out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. So good job that time by Edwards avoiding the pressure and getting the pass away.
Hunter Hughes dialing up the outside blitz, the safety blitz from the wide side, actually. So it was in the Brandon Edwards should have seen it coming, and how he got away from that, Jim, I still don't know.
Well, he's a big fella, 6'2", 204-pound junior. Not the fleetest of foot, but he's got confidence. He says, I can get away from the pressure.
Well, and then Michi bobbled that ball, and then came down and got hit hard.
Ball at the 37-yard line for the Thunderwolves, this time from the pistol. Edwards brings Johnson in motion on the right side, now looks right. Pass is caught to the big tight end, Morgan Smith. He's out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Zipped it in there for a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd down. Make it 7 as they put it at the 44-yard line. Gain of 7, 2nd down and 3.
You can practice. Brandon Edwards loves throwing to Morgan Smith, and if you look at Morgan Smith, you know why. He's a specimen.
Johnson this time going to split wide to the low. They come with the extra tight ends plus the fullback into the ball game this time. Patrick O'Malley, he lines up in the slot to the right, so it's unbalanced right. Michi lines up directly behind. O'Malley goes in motion to the left side. He resets. They're going to hand it left side to Michi. Puts his head down, gets outside, tries to turn the corner, breaks a tackle. He's across midfield. He's got the first down into Buffalo territory, down to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Thunderwolves.
Jim, that was a nice patient run by Austin Michi. The tight end had to kick out, and the tackle had to kick down, and it had to develop. And Patrick O'Malley, the fullback, also got a good block on that. But that all had to come together before there was that 7-yard gap.
So 1st and 10, Thunderwolves. Ball still on the left hash mark. Now both tight ends lined up kind of in a slot to the right here. A wide out to each side. Up under center is Edwards. Takes a snap, play action. He's in the pocket. Here comes pressure. Now lofts it down the sideline. He's got Smith there. He's got it in the clear inside the 25 down to around the 20-yard line. Just lofted it down the sideline that time, and Smith made sure. Remember last week he dropped a similar type pattern, but that time he made sure, and Thunderwolves in business all the way down to the 20-yard line.
Jim, Morgan Smith is one of the biggest guys on the field, and he went uncovered out of the backfield. I don't know how you don't put a body on a guy like Morgan Smith.
So Thunderwolves with their third first down of this drive. They're down to the 20-yard line of the Buffaloes. No score here. 11:55 to play in the first quarter. This time from the pistol. Both tight ends to the right. Take the snap. Michi bounces it inside, hits the tackler, gets down to about the 18-yard line. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Thunderwolves.
We've talked about Austin Michi being from Coronado. We've seen him on TV. We've covered him a long time. There's no bigger Austin Michi fan than Hunter Hughes. He loves Austin Michi as a running back. He said he'd start for me because he's that kind of kid, and that's a high compliment when the opposing coach said he'd start for us.
Again, they'll go to the pistol. Double wide out right. Ripperch in the game. He's out to the right. O'Shea Washington in the slot to the right. Johnson's in the slot to the left. From the pistol, Edwards takes the snap. Little two-step drop, fires it right side, a little wide, trying to go to O'Shea Washington. Michi was out in the slot to the left side, totally uncovered there.
Jim, that was a I want to call that a survey. It was a poor read on his part. Michi in the flat, and he was uncovered if he turns his head the other way.
So now it's 3rd and 8 for the Thunderwolves here as they try to get on the board here early on in this ball game. First drive of the game, 11:01 to go, first quarter, no score. Edwards again from the pistol. Michi lines up right behind him. Double wide out right, single wide out left. Ball's right in the middle of the field here. See what the Buffaloes dial up on defense here. Straight drop back. Set, fire, corner route. Caught inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line by Amon Johnson. Probably feels like he should have scored, but his feet went out from under him. But it'll be 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves at the 1-yard line.
That's as good a throw as you're going to see at the Division II level. Brandon Edwards let that ball go way before Amon Johnson made his cut. Threw it right to the 1-yard line, and he slid right into it. That was as good a throw as you're going to see at the Division II level.
So it's 1st and goal for the Pack at the 1-yard line. 10:40 to go here. First drive of the game, no score. Stay with Michi. They bring the fullback O'Malley back in. He lines up kind of an offset eye right behind the left guard, left tackle, kind of in between that gap. Double tight end set. Everybody in the box here. Bring a man in motion. That's O'Malley. He resets the right side of the formation. They give it to Michi up the middle. He's hit. Tries to bounce forward. Tries to push the snap in. Touchdown. Second effort this time by Michi. Able to get the touchdown. And the Thunderwolves strike first.
Jim, he went right behind the outside hip of Ty McCulley and the outside tight end. I couldn't see which one it was on that side. But there was just this little gap, and Austin Michi squeezed through it.
So the Thunderwolves strike first. And try the extra point is Mitchell Carter, the redshirt freshman. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. Thunderwolves strike first. 10:13 to go here in the first quarter. Pack 7. Buffaloes nothing. On Fox Sports Pueblo. Back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves on top 7-3. Nice drive there by West Texas A&M, Joe. They got a couple of nice runs from the quarterback. Able to take advantage, but the Thunderwolves, conversely, good stand by them.
Great defensive stand. They had to, that's an old Hunter defense, bend but don't break. You'll give up field goals all night and not care about it. What I didn't like is Huff Tailing never threw a pass. tuck it and go, tuck it and go, tuck it and go. I think you got to trust your secondary if you're CSU Pueblo and take your chances and commit to stopping that run. The pride of Artesia.
Yeah.
Dale's going to be sad that he is no longer the pride of Artesia.
Well, we'll still take pride in him.
Well, you know,
just not as much.
We've driven a lot of road trips with Dale, and we hear Artesia, New Mexico high school stories all the time.
Break out of the huddle here. A little delay here getting this kickoff underway. Now the ball falls off the tee again. They may have to have somebody hold it here.
It just doesn't look like it's that windy down there. Well, there's no wind gauges on the goalpost. You know, usually have your flags on the tops of the goalposts. This stadium does not have those. But this is the second time it's fallen. The ball has fallen. So
once that happens, you got to hold it. Flag to our left here. This is good flag country. The flag is always stretched out.
Well, he definitely has the wind at his back, and that's going to go out of the end zone.
And sails deep. The freshman Spencer handles it, but he'll down it. So the Thunderwolves go over at their own 25-yard line. They lead it 7-3, 3:58 to go here in the first quarter. Both teams taking quite a bit of time off the clock on their first drive of the game. Thunderwolves on their first drive looked like they were in big trouble, but Edwards able to make a couple of great plays on third down.
Well, I think if you ask Hunter Hughes to say we had the right call, just didn't execute. I also think CSU Pueblo found a little something.
Ball's on the right hash mark. Edwards from the gun. He has Michi on his right hip this time. Trips to the left. Single tight end at Smith lined up to the right side of the formation. Straight drop back, passing the flat, caught. Trying to get around the corner. That's Johnson. He's up close to the first down. Just a little wide receiver screen over on that left side. They flood the zone over there with three wide receivers, and Edwards so far has been right on the money. He looks sharp here in this opening quarter.
I think he got 11 on that, Jim.
It's all the way out to the 36-yard line. As Johnson, a good job run after the catch.
You know, we talk about the receivers. This is the second week we've seen them, and receivers coach Mark Herring, who never says anything, loves this group.
This time it'll be Riberich wide to the right. Washington in the slot right, along with Johnson. From the gun again, Edwards has Michi on his left hip. Low snap, handles it. Wide receiver screen right side, and Johnson this time drops the ball. It's incomplete. The timing thrown off there from the low snap. Edwards did a great job able to get it back up and corral, but then he rushed the throw, knowing he had to with the play that was called, and Johnson taking a peek upfield before he secured it.
It was the same play, just the other way. And when I say Mark Herring, Mark Herring just doesn't like to. He doesn't talk about his team, or he doesn't say much of anything. But he likes this receiver group because they're unselfish. He said they don't care if they get a ball; they just want to play.
Now into the ball game, it's Josh Smith. He lines up right now. He's going to cross over to the left side. Washington and Riberich to the right side of the area. Now here comes Smith back to the right side. He resets, straight drop back. Edwards rolls right. Flag is down, going to get a hold here. Pass is incomplete. Thunderwolves holding in the middle of the field.
They're going to call Keith Head on that.
Interesting to see here what West Texas will do.
Oh, you move them back.
Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Joe right on the money with assuming who the call was on. Keith Head, the big senior tackle from Pueblo West.
Well, whoever is they've interchanged a little bit on the left side. They're getting a nice speed rush to the outside of Keith Head, the right tackle, and he's having trouble on that edge.
Now O'Shea Washington back up the field where the pass fell incomplete. He was slow to get up, and it's as if nobody knew it. Now they're escorting him off the field here.
That's Riston.
John Riston playing the role of trainer. Now they set things up. It's going to be 2nd and 20 now for the Thunderwolves from their own 26. They lead it 7-3. Why is the clock running is why I want to know. It was an incomplete pass.
Well, they took
and
the penalty.
But still, the clock shouldn't have been running. They run the draw play to Michi. Breaks through there, across the 30. 35, tries to cut outside. He gets across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Gets all the penalty yardage back. It'll be 3rd down and 8 now from the 38-yard line.
Nice little run by Austin Michi, the little delayed draw.
He's hit first by Nico Brown.
Well, Thunderwolves at least have made it manageable here on third down. 3rd and 8. They'll go to the pistol this time. 2 wide to the right. Riverich is wide to the right. It's like Forsgren in the ball game, perhaps for the first time here in the slot to the right. Straight drop back by Edwards. Looks, now fires over the middle. He's got Forsgren. He's got the first down and more. Across the 45 down to about the 41-yard line. That's one guy. He's almost like the forgotten man. Cole Forsgren. Joe, he is a good football player, but with all these numbers, suddenly it's a embarrassment of wealth for the Thunderwolves. He's kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Again, just a guy who wants to play, but he's been with the program now for a few years. So you bring in these new guys who can fly and who have size, and all of a sudden you find yourself 3rd on the depth chart or 2nd on the depth chart. Well, O'Shea Washington just went out. Cole Forsgren steps in and makes a great catch.
1st and 10 Thunderwolves from the 40-yard line of the Buffaloes, leading it 7-3. Edwards up under center. They bring the man in motion. They give it to Michi right side, and he gets through there, inside the 30, down to the 25, all the way to the 22-yard line. Michi picking his way, and then when he found the hole, Joe, he busted through there.
He's not very big, and his legs move really fast, but he's powerful.
17 yards on the play, all the way down to the 22-yard line of the Buffaloes. 1st and 10 for the Pack. Now into the ball game, Josh Smith. Thunderwolves lead at 7-3. They scored on their first possession of the game. Buffaloes answered with a field goal, but now the Thunderwolves trying to come right back.
You know, this offensive line is a veteran offensive line. It'd be nice to see them just exert their will right now.
Josh Smith wide to the right, the extra tight end. They got 2 tight ends lined up on the right side of the formation, kind of in a slot here. Extra blocker that way, moving along the line of scrimmage. They give the ball left side to Michi. He's got a little bit of a hole. This is going to be offside or encroachment against West Texas A&M.
You got to take it, give back 2 yards, but take the down, don't you?
I would think you get 1st and 5 here. The gain was about 6 or 7. But I agree with Joe here. You're going to take the penalty and get the down back.
Offside. Defense number 53. 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Indeed, that is the call. Lance Hyder.
Poor Austin Michi gets 7 the hard way, and they take 2 of them away. Well, they take all 7 away.
Hyder, a junior out of Austin, Texas. He's one of the guys that return. I think I went through it 29 or 30. I can't remember what I came up with a return that were on the roster a year ago. But when you consider there's 100 guys on the roster, only 30 of them back. That tells you how many people lost by either graduation or attrition or Hunter sending them out. 1st and 5.
Marche Denard now in, going to get the ball.
He takes it up the middle. Nice cut in the hole. Puts his head down, and that's what he gives you. Bangs forward close to the 1st down. I think he's got it. They're going to mark it right at the 12. Yep, they're saying move the chains. So it'll be 1st and 10 Thunderwolves, in all likelihood the last play of the quarter here. I think the Thunderwolves will wait because they're going to want to switch ends here and go with the win. We'll see, though. They're lined up like they might try to run a play. Down to 10 seconds. And now I think they realize we're about out of time. I don't think they want to rush it. Edwards is going to go up under center. 2 seconds, 1 second. There is the gun for the end of the first quarter. It's a good one. Thunderwolves on the move here, trying to extend their lead. They lead at 7-3 over the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
7-3, Thunderwolves on top. Wouldn't go as far as to say it was a perfect first quarter play, but that'd give the Thunderwolves a good, definite A- for that first quarter of football, Joe.
They showed poise. They moved the ball. They got a couple of breaks. I like the defensive stand near the goal line. Some good things. I don't like giving up 34-yard scramble plays to a quarterback, especially a freshman quarterback.
Thunderwolves still gathered around the sideline here. Now they'll make their way out on the field. The play clock has already started. It's down to 13. Thunderwolves going to have to rush up to the line here and get this play off.
It's always easy to nitpick when you're ahead, though.
Thunderwolves may have to take a timeout. It's down to 4 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2. They get the play off just in time. They're going to hand it on the left side to Michi, and he goes nowhere. Joe, I don't think they could do any pre-snap read. They couldn't call an audible if they wanted because the play clock was all the way down, and they had to stay with the play they called, and they lose a yard.
I'm not sure what happened there, but that was not good.
Yeah, that's almost inexcusable to have to rush at the change of the quarter. So it's second down and 11 now for the Pack from the 13-yard line, leading at 7-3, just underway here in the second quarter.
Kind of strange shadows on the field. The sun is setting behind us. The field goes north to south. The Thunderwolves are heading north, right to left on your dial.
Riverich wide to the right this time. Michi lines up in the backfield. Under center is Edwards. He runs play action. He's going to roll a pocket left. He's got Smith wide open. Has him in the clear. 5 down to about the 2-yard line. He'll be close to the first down. Oh, they're not going to give... Well, now the side judge does come in and give him a spot at the 2. The head linesman was going to mark it at the 3, but the side judge comes in and marks it at the 2, and that should be a first and goal. They haven't officially said first down yet.
First and goal.
Yep, now they do say first and goal for the Thunderwolves from the 2-yard line. A nice play there to Smith.
I told you during practice, Brandon Edwards looks for Morgan Smith often. But if you understand why Morgan Smith, tight end, 6'5", 250 out of Grandview High School, also plays on the CSU Pueblo baseball team. He's a quintessential target.
And all 3 tight ends in the game. Now they're going to run play action, roll the pocket left, look, fired to the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was throwing it away. He was looking for Smith, but he was well covered. And Edwards did the smart thing there and just sailed it out of bounds, out the back of the end zone.
Nice job by West Texas A&M. All they did was hat on hat. There was nobody free. Nobody squirted free on that play.
Well, Thunderwolves trying to take a little bit more energy out of the stadium here. It's filled in nicely on this side of the field.
The home side and the shade side.
Thunderwolves a good contingent have made the way. The band's here. Second and goal on the left hash mark. Edwards up under center. Offset eye with O'Malley, the fullback, into the game. They're going to give it to Michi on the left side. Takes the block and he takes it on into the end zone for the touchdown. Good blocking on that left side. And you can just see, look at all the bowling pins representing Buffaloes on the turf there after that play.
Austin Michi, just what I like there is he went where it was blocked.
And
that's what you do.
And it was blocked well. You can see all those bodies on their backside in the end zone. So the Thunderwolves now lead at 13-3 with the extra point upcoming, and that means it's the freshman Mitchell Carter. He's out of Discovery Canyon High School. Low snap. They do get it down. The kick is up, and it is good. That was a great job by Forsgren getting that hold. 13:30 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead at 14-3. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves on top 14-3, and that's Hunter down there working the officials, Joe, along the sideline. One of the coaches for West Texas A&M. I think that is Hunter Hughes.
Well, they were
hair back.
Yeah, they were. I don't know what he was screaming. There wasn't anything that looked to me fishy. Now Mitchell Carter, he's got the wind at his back. I'm anxious to see his leg with this kind of jet stream behind it.
He's into the kick, kind of a low driver, and it goes over the head and out the back of the end zone, knocks over one of the end zone pylons there. He didn't like to kick it high. He liked to just hit a 1-iron downwind.
When you get the wind behind you, you got to get it up in the air. Let it do the work.
So the Buffaloes will start from their own 25-yard line. Thunderwolves on top, 14-3. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains. Joe Cervi with you today on Fox Sports Pueblo. Caitlin Norton is our producer and engineer. And we always like to mention Nick Donovan, the operations manager at Fox Sports Pueblo. Uptailing on the left hash mark. He has Witherspoon with him directly behind him in the backfield. Double wide out right, single wide out left. And they're going to give it to Witherspoon off the left side. Tries to bounce it outside, but good pursuit there by the Thunderwolves. The play goes nowhere. Might have lost a yard on the play. Looks like Vandekoppel over there on the stop. That's an interesting story there, Joe.
Yeah, Quinn Vandekoppel out of Regis, he never got in good favor with Hunter Hughes. And so he was kind of buried on the depth chart, and he just wasn't one of Hunter's guys. And even though they recruited and played defense, and as soon as Hunter took off, Quinn got his shot. Now he's a starter on this defense.
2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Double tight end set this time for West Texas A&M. They go to the gun. Uptailing a long count here. Takes the snap. He's going to go play action. He's pressured, and they got him this time. On the sack, and it's Brandon Payer. Has him all the way back at the 16-yard line. Well, it didn't fool Payer that time. I think Payer's the guy that he got away from on that long 30-some-odd yard gain earlier in the game.
Loss of 9 yards.
-9 on that. You got 3rd and 19 now. Brandon Payer comes through he was a middle blitz, just a center blitz. But Brandon Payer's as big as the defensive line, so I can see that happening.
Well, now 3rd and 19 for the Buffaloes. Thunderwolves in press coverage on each corner. They show blitz along the line of scrimmage here on 3rd and 19. Let's see if they drop back into coverage. Here comes a late blitz. They're trying to set up the middle screen. They've got it, but the Thunderwolves have it sniffed out, and it goes nowhere, and that's actually going to be a loss on the play. Big stop there. Darius Williams coming on the blitz, and he sniffed it out, and it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play all the way back to the 14-yard line.
Was the receiver.
Thunderwolves showed blitz, looked like they backed out, Joe, and then they came. And it screwed everything up on the blocking pattern for West Texas A&M.
Darius Williams is one of the premier cornerbacks in the country, not just in the RMAC, but in the country.
So Rivers stands back at his own 40-yard line. They're punting into the wind here. It's John Cummings standing right at the goal line. Good snap. Punt is away. It's a high kick, but the wind knocks it down, and it angles toward the sideline. And the Thunderwolves are going to have awesome field position here inside the 40, maybe all the way up closer to the 30-yard line. And they angle it out at the 33 is where they say the Thunderwolves will start this possession. But that punt went right up into the West Texas wind and got knocked straight down. That's the hazard of punting into the wind here in this area of the country.
Well, and the punter tried to punt it to where the pressure was coming from CSU Pueblo. Looked like he kicked it off the side of his foot.
So the Thunderwolves start this drive from the 33-yard line of the Buffaloes, leading it already 14-3, 11:18 to go here in the first half. Up under center, it's Edwards. Fakes the draw play, sets, fires the left side. He's got Smith. He's got a block inside the 25, inside the 20, puts his head down. Physical run after the catch all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Morgan Smith.
Great block on the edge there, Joe. Who's throwing the block? The littlest guy on the field.
Ribberich coming back, and it was a linebacker. And he didn't really throw a block. He just kind of got in his way.
So 1st and 10 for the Pack at the 15-yard line of the Buffaloes. Edwards, he'll go up under center, double wide out to the right side. Ribberich is wide to the right. Long count here, trying to draw him offside. Fires out right side, ball caught by Washington inside the 10, puts his head down, hurdles his way down close to the first down. I think he'll be, well, they're going to give him the spot right at the 5. It will be 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves.
Jim, one thing that's happening with Brandon Edwards trying to find Morgan Smith is it's leaving it's leaving Zach Boyd a little bit unattended. Zach Boyd, I know, was going to get extra coverage tonight from Hunter Hughes' defense just because of the talent Zach Boyd is. And so now you have Morgan Smith being one-on-one with a lot of these smaller guys, and Brandon Edwards taking advantage. That was a great throw from Brandon Edwards to O'Shea Washington.
Very quick. They actually mark it at the 4-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 4. There's Boyd in motion, resets right behind the left tackle. They give it to Rivers, left side, puts his head down. Good leg drive to the goal line. He is right at the line. Do they give him the call? Yes, touchdown Thunderwolves. Headlinesman wanted to come in and make sure, and he threw up the hands when he saw the running back Michi laying on the goal line.
He got a police escort in the name of Ty McCulley to carry him in, basically. But they'll take it.
Mitchell Carter against the extra point.
Thunderwolves making a statement here early on in this game. Mitchell Carter in to try the extra point. Better snap this time. Kick is up. And it is good. 10:02 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves have extended it out. They lead it 21-3. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Thunderwolves going for that knockout punch, Joe, here in this first half. They're working with the wind, and they took quick advantage of that great field position.
But they did it the way I was hoping they would do it, just to show that they could, and that's behind that veteran offensive line. That was straight power football, and Michi got through the first hole there. He was on the 4. He gets about to 3, 2.5, and all of a sudden, Ty McCauley and Corbin Finch are just kind of grabbing and just kind of pushing him forward. This offensive line could be one of the best in the country if it finds that physicality.
And the other thing we're noticing in this game, you're seeing now why Brandon Edwards won the job. I mean, he has been very quick with his decision-making. The throws have been precise and on time and on the money.
There's some poise there. Other than to say he's a quarterback. You feel comfortable with him in there at quarterback.
So now kickoff here by Mitchell Carter.
See if he gets it up in the air. There we go. And the West Texas jet stream.
And it'll sail out the back of the end zone. There were thoughts there returning it for a moment. Then Keith Blank just saw it carrying and over his head and out the back.
25-yard line.
So now, West Texas A&M down 21-3, moving into the win here. No time to relax if you're the Thunderwolves defense, and knowing their defense and the personalities they have, this is when they feel like, as they say in the modern vernacular, Joe, it's time to eat.
It is. It's a great Andre Agassi once said, you can never beat somebody too bad or drive too far for Taco Bell. The Thunderwolves need to drive as far as they can to just beat somebody up.
Hufftailing, the redshirt freshman quarterback, brings him out. They line up on the right hash mark on an offset eye here. They have a fullback in this package. And they're going to run the draw play off the right side, and not much there. Looks like Brandon Blair, the backup tailback. Gets it out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Buffaloes. They trail it 21-3.
He was introduced to Brandon Payer on that play.
These are generous linesmen here. They give him extra 3. They're going to mark it out to the 28-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 7.
You know, I'm watching that interior with Deion Sizer and Josh Croy, and you know, one of the guys who's playing unsung right now is Nor Shangolo, is playing really well.
Straight drop back here, pass over the middle, broken up. It's in the air, tip drill, but it falls incomplete. And there is the Amarillo native there on the hit, knocking that ball loose. And, of course, we're talking about one Tanner Draper.
Very excited to play this game. Knows a lot of players in the area. Knows a lot of players on West Texas. He was recruited heavily by this school. He had some ties to this school and wanted to not go to this school, so he ended up at CSU Pueblo. And, you know, he had both shoulders rebuilt in the offseason.
He is the free safety. He stands back there in center field here on 3rd down and 8. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Boy, Shangolo, he's itching to blitz here off the edge. Here he comes. Here comes pressure up the middle. They flush him out of the pocket, and they got him back inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Michael Riston at the 18. They're going to spot him, but he came through on the sack. But also, Thunderwolves getting a lot of pressure coming through there. Stephen O'Malley was in the ball game. He put some pressure on. Shangolo was coming off the edge. Just too many guys to block.
You know, that was a question Mark Hunter Hughes had about CSU Pueblo's defense is, how will Michael Riston do at defensive end? Well, there you go. How about a 10-yard loss?
Well, he has such speed coming off the edge. Punt formation. Here's the kick. Shanks this one to the right side. The wind's got it. Knocks it down out of bounds. And Hunter Hughes makes the catch and spikes the ball on the sideline with utter disdain.
Not going to be happy about that one.
They're going to mark it at the 45-yard line of the Buffaloes, and that's where the Thunderwolves will start this drive. It's not good when your head coach catches your punt.
No. Yeah, that's on page 2 of the things you don't do in college football. Punt to your head coach on the sidelines.
45-yard line.
Might be on page 1.
I think so. If not, it's going to be. So Thunderwolves take over again in Buffalo territory, leading the game 21-3, 8:29 to go here in the first half. Edwards up under center, Michi directly behind him. That's Boyd going in motion to the right side of the formation. They look for Boyd on the right side, and he drops it.
The cornerback came up to try and hit him, and he just pushed him off with one arm. You know, I'm not going to make an excuse for Zach Boyd, but there's one patch of sun.
Yeah,
right in this that is the brightest in the entire stadium, and that's right where he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I think you're right, Joe. Just looking right into there, because that's right where the ball ended up.
One patch with the shadows, and he goes from the shade into the sun on that pattern.
Rivers, he lines up in the sun on the numbers on the right side. Johnson over here in the slot to the left. Boyd is in the slot to the right, the extra tight end here. And they're going to run a draw play to Michi. Tries to cut it inside, and he goes up in the air and gets a couple yards down to about the 41-yard line as he was taken on that time by the starting cornerback, Keith Blank. And it'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now for the Thunderwolves. 42-yard line of the Buffaloes here. 8:05 to go in the first half. Pack leads at 21-3.
Last week at this time we saw A.J. Thompson come in and run a different kind of package. I like how CSU Pueblo stayed with Brandon Edwards. They got a good thing moving right now with the wind at your back.
Edwards from the pistol this time. Takes the snap. He's going to roll the pocket right. Steps up. Here comes pressure. And now he's going to eat it and go down for a loss of about 4 yards that time. Did the wise thing. He was looking up that right sideline for Johnson. He was well bracketed. Or actually, it wasn't Johnson. It was a reserve receiver into the ball game that time. It was Shane Larson, the freshman. And he couldn't get it to him, so he just had to take the sack. Don't force it. You're playing with the wind here. Play field position. Sometimes the best plays you make, Joe, are the ones you don't make, if you know what I mean.
Well, West Texas did a good job of sniffing that one out.
Here's Kuda, the left-handed boot, rugby style. It's handled inside the 15. They got a return here. Across the 20, breaking tackles, trying to get outside. That might be a horse collar here on the Thunderwolves. Let's see.
Well, it was a tie down from Tanner Draper, that's for sure. Oh, no, that was Rosenbrock. Kyle Rosenbrock. Nope, Joe.
Yeah.
But,
I feel you.
You have too many Rosenbrocks in the program over the years. And
it was P.J. Leonce on the return there. He showed a good burst there. Gets it back to the 19-yard line. By handling the punt, he saved it from going inside the 10. Looked like it was going to be a lot more there for a moment. So 1st and 10 Buffaloes trailing at 21-3. Ball on the 19-yard line on the left hash. Sun setting behind us here. High atop our perch at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Draw play up the middle to Witherspoon. He's hit immediately. And there's Brandon Payer again. Man, is he a beast. Where's number 8? You feel like you got to be wearing 58 as big as he is, but that's the way they go with some of their defensive personnel.
I'm not sure about that as a linebacker, number 8. Of course, one of my favorite linebackers of all time wore 85.
From the Rams, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, Youngblood?
Dale Carr.
Oh, okay. From the CSU Rams.
CSU Rams.
Gotcha.
And Brian Snyder, who's the Seattle Seahawks special teams coach, he wore number 4 as linebacker.
And to go right, play action, keeping the ball huff-tailing, and again he breaks out of there, and he's got the first down. He's across the 30, out to the 35-yard line. Nifty little run. He's been the best offensive player in this game so far for the Buffaloes. Been the only offensive player really to speak of here, and he breaks contain again.
Who made that play 16 yards down the field was Deion Sizer, the nose guard. Made that tackle.
Well, good to see Deion in good form there. The nose guard. He's kind of grown into nose guard. I think he started his career as a defensive end type, but actually lines up at the left defensive end on this formation. On 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Huff-tailing under center. Going to give it up the middle to Witherspoon. Good burst that time. That was probably their best straight-ahead run of the game. They get 5 out to the 40. They're just trying to restore a little order here right now, are the Buffaloes. Try to sustain something.
But if you're CSU Pueblo, don't you sell out for the run right now? Huff-tailing has not proven to me that he can throw the ball.
Especially working into the wind here in this second quarter.
You sell out for the run and make him try and beat you with a pass?
Go offset eye this time on 2nd and 5. Ball just inside the left hash marker. But the Thunderwolves up on the line of scrimmage showing blitz. Long count. Here comes pressure. They hand it off to Witherspoon. He breaks through the initial contain and gets it out to about the 43-yard line. I think a man rushing through there thought for sure he was just going to be blocking him. Instead, Witherspoon had the ball.
Deion Sizer went untouched and just let him go.
Yeah, because he was making a beeline to the quarterback. So it's 3rd and 2 now. 4:35 to go here. First half. Thunderwolves lead at 21-3. They've scored on 3 of their 4 possessions in this game.
This is a little disconcerting as Darius Williams just ran out of the field. I don't like when Darius Williams isn't on the field.
Double tight end set. They give it off the left side, and it's going to be close to the first down. Looks like he's got it.
All he had to do was touch the 45-yard line.
Looks like they gave it to the fullback, Jordan Johnson, that time. And they're going to stop and bring out the change.
Right. I mean, if it's touching the 45, it's a first down. But they're going to measure it.
They're going to measure it. This is going to be ticklishly close here.
I think he's got it by a chain link.
It depends on where the back guy on the chain guy has or where that little credit card thing you have. It depends on where it's positioned here and where the umpire puts it down on the field. Does he pick the back half of the 40 or the front half of the 40 where he puts that down?
It's that close.
And it is a first down by just that much. So 1st and 10 Buffaloes with 4:01 to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 21-3. Glad to have you along here today on Fox Sports Pueblo. We are in Canyon, Texas, about 10 miles south of Amarillo, city of 200,000. Canyon, Texas, kind of a bedroom community, I guess you'd call it. Kind of like Pueblo West is to Pueblo. About 15,000 people reside here.
Nice little community. Our favorite restaurant was closed.
And here is the Wildcat play, and they give it up the middle to the fullback. He keeps it, actually, Jordan Johnson, and he just keeps pushing the pile, still on his feet inside the 30, all the way down to the 26-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They went Wildcat that time, direct snap to Jordan Johnson, and he just kept it right up the middle.
That's what you get for trying to tackle the football.
And they stay in the Wildcat here as Huff-Tailing lines up in the slot to the left. Just trying to change things up here. He'll take the snap, and this time he'll hand it off on the right side. Big opening across the 20. Down to the 18-yard line goes Witherspoon. So a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. And now the Thunderwolves maybe going to take a timeout here on defense. Yes, indeed, they are. They want to talk things over here. So we'll take a timeout with them. 3:01 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves on top, 21-3 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Joe watched Hunter Hughes after that timeout was called. Of course, he's a defensive coach, but of course the head coach as well. But he was out there in the middle huddle, slapping everybody, encouraging him. Then he left for the offensive guys to make their calls, but he's very encouraged right now.
Well, they got something positive. That was what CSU Pueblo was going to do coming in. Throw the Wildcat at him with AJ and see what happens. And, CSU Pueblo just gets 3 rushing touchdowns and kind of takes the life out of the crowd. But it gives the West Texas fans something to cheer about. This is where you want to see if CSU Pueblo now can stiffen and make Huff-Tailing try and beat you.
Now Huff-Tailing is back up under center. They're going to shift the tight end. That's actually an extra tackles in the ball game on the right side of the formation. And they follow the snap. It's loose on the deck, but I think Huff-Tailing somehow got his hands back on it. Back at the 19-yard line, so it'll set up now 3rd down. 3rd and a long 2. Actually need to get it to the 17-yard line. I think I told you earlier it was 2nd and 2. It was actually 2nd and 1. Now it's 3rd and 2.
He still hasn't beaten you through the air.
Offset eye this time on 3rd and 2. They shift the fullback to the right side of the formation. And he fumbles the snap again, regathers it, puts his head down, spins. He's right at the sticks.
He's going to get it, Jim. And again, this is a quarterback beating you by dropping the ball and running it.
Busted play all the way, but he did the right thing. He gathered it up and somehow got forward for the first down. So it's first down at the 16-yard line.
You do everything right, and they still get the first down.
We're down to 2:05 to go here in this second quarter. This has been a textbook drive for West Texas A&M when you're operating into the wind here. You want to take as much time off the clock, but you want to make it pay off with points here. See if they can get into the end zone. They go offset eye. They leave Johnson in the ball game. They give it to him. He busts his way right up the middle and bangs his way inside the 10 down to the 7. Quite a collision there with Draper in the backfield, but it's a gain of close to 9 on the play.
Getting blown out on the right side of that defensive line. That's Josh Croy on that side.
It'll be 2nd down and a yard. We're down to 1:25 to go now here in the first half. 21 to Texas A&M. He will get the ball first to start the second half. So they're trying to go the old two and score coming out. He's first, though. Offset in the middle. Takes the snap. Gonna hand it up off the left side into the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Johnson on the top play. Nice drive there by the Buffaloes to get themselves back in the football game. Boy, they showed everything coming to the right, and it was kind of a misdirection draw back to the left side, and it was wide for Johnson.
CSU Pueblo just got beat up front, entire drive.
On this wacky 2 out of this here. They got everybody. They got 5 guys in the middle, including the center. And 2. They roll the pocket right, fire the goal line, and it is caught, and it's good for the 2-point conversion. All great owned by Junior Pay. 15 in the first half. Cut it to 10. Pack leads at 21-11 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Texas A&M was on life support before that drive, but they come right back into the football game, driving it into the wind right there. Credit their defense for coming up when it was 21-3. They get the stop, and then their offense finally gets clicking.
I just don't understand why CSU, other than they were getting beat. You got for the run because he hasn't shown any signs of life throwing the football. They run the ball down your throat, and that's a statement drive for Hunter Hughes. Right?
They have 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line with 3 seconds to go. It's kind of a screwy last minute of the half here. Thunderwolves, no real sense of urgency to score. They're going to go to the half with a timeout in their pocket here, needing 60 yards to go here.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. Just like that last drive from West Texas didn't make a lot of sense.
So from the pistol this time, probably just hand it off to Michi, I'd imagine here. Maybe try something trickier on the left side. They look left. They fire it down the hash. It's caught by Johnson, but that'll end the half because West Texas A&M was in the ultimate prevent there. They let Johnson catch it. That just pads the stats. But we've reached the end of the first half here in Canyon, Texas. All in all, a good one for the Thunderwolves, but not a good ending as West Texas A&M climbs back into the ball game. They're within 10. Thunderwolves lead at 21-11. Show Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves lead at 21-11. Both teams gathering around their sidelines. Joe, it'll be interesting to see what happens here on this first possession of the second half. Thunderwolves defense needs to reassert themselves here.
If I'm Hunter Hughes, I'm ecstatic the way that second half ended, and it was just a statement drive. It was 11 plays, all rushing in that drive, and they ran it down CSU Pueblo's throat.
And they went to the gadget offense. They went to the Wildcat. And they really found something there with the big physical fullback taking the direct snap, Jordan Johnson, and he really administered some punishment.
Well, you don't see an offensive line dominate a Deion Sizer, John Croy, and Michael Riston like that, and they were getting pushed around. So you got to figure out a way to shore that up a little bit. Like, see your outside linebackers be a little bit more active in the run game. But West Texas threw for a -2 yards in the first half and is still within striking distance of this game. A -2 and is still in the game.
Yeah, you just get the feeling that they can't possibly continue to do that and win the ball game, but they've figured out a way to stay in the game right now. We'll just see what the Thunderwolves come up with the answer. And the Thunderwolves elect to go with the wind here in this third quarter. So they want to put the game away here in this third quarter. They don't want to have to worry about the fourth quarter, but I think that's the thing to do. You take it when you get a chance right away.
Well, and you never know what the wind's going to do. Maybe it dies down as the sun sets. Who knows?
Exactly.
So take it while you can.
So we are underway. And And this time it had chance for the return. He slips and now down. He wanted to bring it out of there. But Keith Blank, once he slipped, did the wise thing and downed it because the kick was only about 2 yards deep into the end zone, and he wanted to bring it out of there.
And these return guys nowadays in college, unless you're sure you have a clear path to the 25, why take the beating? Because you automatically get it at the 25-yard line.
I think it's just a matter of time, probably in the next, I don't know if it'll happen soon, but probably in the next 5 years, probably just do away with the kickoff altogether because of all the studies they've done and the injuries that happen on kickoffs.
The Elite Eight, which goes to the student athlete with the highest GPA at the national championship.
Huff-tailing under center here. They're going to go wide out to each side. The ball's on the right hash mark. They tied into the right side of the formation. That's the big guy, Junior Pomey. He's the one that caught the two-point conversion. They're going to run the draw play up the middle, and not much there for Witherspoon. Witherspoon had a number of carries in that first half. Just didn't do much damage with it. Witherspoon had 10 carries for 32 yards in that first half. Only gains a yard here.
Jim, if I'm a CSU Pueblo coaches, I love my secondary. And I will take them man-to-man and put them on an island and sell out for the run. They're falling for the play action still. And the guy is thrown for -2 yards. I would not fall for play action one more time tonight.
Second down and 9. And they are in play action. They're going to go up the sideline looking for the tight end. And he lays out, doesn't come up with it. Man, that was close to a great grab that time. Thrown in the only chance it had the chance to be completed. But Pomey, great flowing locks. You get the feeling he's probably a Samoan. He has that hair flowing out the back. Couldn't quite get it.
Step for step with him was outside linebacker Norshongolo. Step for step. Who has an interception. He picked off a pass last week, so we know he can catch a football.
So big early play here in this third quarter, 3rd and 9. Can the Thunderwolves get their defense off the field and get the ball into the hands of their offense here with the wind? From the gun this time. Huff-tailing takes the snap. Here comes pressure up the middle. They flush him. He gets the pass away. It's caught, but no yardage whatsoever there. And there's that nemesis for Hunter Hughes as Van de Koppel makes the stop there on the tight end Pomey for a relatively short yardage. Actually lost a couple of the pass because, I'll tell you what, Huff-tailing was backpedaling that time under immense pressure.
Jim, now they have 2 completions for a -4 yards.
Can you go negative for the game?
Can we get the run? I think it's even worse than that. They're down to the 22, for a -6 yards.
So 4th down and 13 now for the Buffaloes. Here's the punt. They get it away. Rivers.
Great punt into the wind.
He's going to handle it at the 30-yard line. Now gets back up the field. Breaks the tackle. 35. Nice cut there. 40. Cuts back inside. 45. Puts his head down all the way out close to midfield. Good gutsy return that time by Rivers. He is shifty. And he gets the Thunderwolves in shape out to the 48-yard line after a great punt.
Considering the first 2 punts, it says he averaged 20 yards a punt in the first half, and I think that's generous.
So the Thunderwolves take over from their own 49-yard line. Lead it 21-11. This is their first possession of the second half. They scored on their first 3 possessions of the ball game. Boyd in motion to the right side of the formation. Resets. Edwards up under center. Play action. Going to roll the pocket left. Looks out in the flat. Has his man. It is Boyd. But it's going to be a gain of about a yard. As Boyd, a little crosser that time. After going in motion, but he gets a yard is all.
Jim, I'm not sure Zach Boyd knew where he was on the field. As he come across the field, I think he didn't realize he was out of real estate that quickly.
Well, Edwards on the rollout had initial pressure there, and I think he was afraid to throw it right away, afraid to get batted up in the air. Who knows what would happen. He had to wait till the defender kind of cleared him before he delivered it. So it's 2nd and 9 from midfield for the Thunderwolves. Edwards under center here. Meet you the back, right behind him. Boyd lines up in the slot to the left. He goes in motion to the right side of the formation. He'll reset. They're going to hand it to Michi off the left side. Boyd's the lead blocker. Nice cut by Michi. Gets down to about the 46-yard line. Looked like there's going to be a lot more on that carry, but the defense able to come to the rescue that time. And Dalen Young makes a saving tackle at the 46-yard line, or Michi might still be running.
Lions Realty, third down.
So it's 3rd and 5 now from the 46-yard line of the Buffaloes.
You know, Alex Mitchell was a guard on that pulling, and he didn't have leverage on his guy, and that's who turned Michi down. Alex Mitchell played here at West Texas A&M against CSU Pueblo in 2014.
3rd and 5 from the 46-yard line of the Buffaloes. From the pistol this time is Edwards. Michi right behind him. Takes the snap, straight drop back, screen pass left. Michi has it. One man to beat. It's a cut, but a good saving tackle there. Again, it's that same man, Dalen Young, one-on-one with Michi, makes the stop after a gain of 2.
Jim, Austin Michi needed to go. He tried to juke in open space, and that was a good play by the defender, but that's one of those where you just have to go.
Kind of go and stiff arm your way instead of trying to make the cut. When he allowed Young to square him up that time, Young put him down on the ground. So it's 4th down and 3 here. Thunderwolves are in punt formation. Low snap. They get the kick away high in the air. They're going to try to get down and cover. It's going to sail inside the 5. Takes a good Thunderwolf bounce, and it is down at the 2-yard line. Great play on special teams by the Pack. Getting on the coverage. Jamal Sears downs it at the 2-yard line. Give credit there to Kuda. We got a timeout on the field. 11:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 21-11 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, we didn't have any media timeouts in the first half because we didn't need any. There was enough scores and plays that allowed them to get them. But here early on in the 3rd quarter, they have a stoppage in play here. West Texas A&M going to take over at their own 2-yard line. But that was a great punt that time by Kuda. He looks a lot more comfortable this year punting the football, Joe.
He does, and it's very quiet. They go about their business at practice, the specialists. They have their own Twitter feed, by the way, the CSU Pueblo specialists, the long snapper, field goal kicker, and punter. They're the strange group by themselves. They are what they are.
They come out. It's kind of funny at halftime. Everybody stays in the locker. They come out and mill around, the 3 of them. Because what else do they got to do? You know, the rest of the game plan doesn't matter.
Again, if I'm Mark Kreiner or Donnell Liamini and my defense falls for a play action again, I pull them out. I'm tired of it.
Well, they bring the big, strong fullback, actually playing tailback here, Jordan Johnson. He lines up deep in the offset eye here. They have a fullback in the formation. They're going to give it to Johnson on the left side, puts his head down. He's smashed, but he's a big dude, and he took the punishment and actually moved the pile forward out to the 7-yard line. That was quite a collision right in the middle. I imagine that was... Well, it looked like it was probably Vandekoppel there.
And James Maxey came in, too. Trevor Filio comes in now for James Maxey, leaves. And they like Trevor Filio at linebacker.
They're going to spot it out closer to the 8-yard line. A gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Again, the same formation, offset eye.
It's going to be the same play.
And it is.
Off
the left side. This time the Thunderwolves get great penetration and shut it down. Sizer down on the bottom of the pack, and then somebody got him up high here. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of the stack. They're collapsing in there.
Josh Croy.
1-yard line.
Croy. They were picking on him in the first half with the double team kind of running at him. At that time, he absorbed it and throws him for a yard loss. So Sizer got him low and Croy got him high. That's a good combination on defense. So it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Buffaloes, trailing at 21-11. 10 minutes to go here, 3rd quarter. Buffaloes working into the wind. Press coverage here down on the bottom of the field. Single wide out to the right. They got an extra tight end in the slot. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. They flush him out of the pocket. Running for his lap. Gets the pass away. Incomplete. Good coverage over here on the edge by Emory Taylor. Pass had to be thrown wide and to the outside because of the coverage. And Hufftailing was under immense pressure that time.
I like Hufftailing looked at the sideline to see if they were going to go for it. No.
No, not this time. So now the punter, Cummings, was standing on the back edge of the end zone. Now he moves up about 3 yards from the back end. Ribbert stands at his own 49-yard line looking to get a chance for a return here. It's a good snap. Punt is away, not a good one. The wind's got this one. Rivers trying to get up under it, but it hits at the 35 and take the Thunderwolves bounce and down at the 31-yard line.
Jim CSU Pueblo lucked out on that play because, well, for two reasons. One, you cannot leave your feet to block a punt like that, and they almost did. I mean, it was borderline. And two, when a punt's that bad or the wind catches it, you worry about your gunners.
Yeah, you worry about the old Fort Lewis play where they punted it off the Thunderwolves' back. Let's set up their winning score. Ribbert stays in the game. He lines wide to the left. Forsgren is in the slot to the left. He's got a big catch in this game, a couple of them.
I wonder if O'Shea Washington's okay.
Michi is the lone setback as Edwards is under center. Ball in the right hash mark, 31-yard line of the Buffaloes. Thunderwolves lead it 21-11. Boyd in motion, resets on the left side of the formation. They give it to Michi, tries to bounce it outside here, cuts back as he can out of it, which is going to be close to 5 yards on the play. They're going to mark it at the 5-7-5.
They'll take every
math teacher this information.
On that, though, it's a design cutback one lane. It's not to cut back all the way against the grain. It looks like you bounce it out because if you bounce, you're strung out to the sideline. So you get it out just to the certain point, and then you cut back.
Ball on the left hash mark. The left stands about 5 yards deep behind him. Here. They give it to Michi right up the middle. He tries to get through their time. And then McCauley just keeps he mashes into the defender. A little extracurricular going on there. Michi ends up gaining 3. I guess I should tell you first things first where the ball was, but I was very entertained there by the line play of the Thunderwolves.
Well, they were with the spots in the first half. They're not in the second half.
Oh, my. They put that back at the 23 there. I thought he had it inside the 23
I mean,
there.
I saw that too, Jim.
So it'll be a long 2 now. 3rd and 2 for the Thunderwolves here. 8:20 to go in the third. Having some internet issues here at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves now have it on defense. 3rd and 7 for West Texas A&M from their own 30-yard line. The defense called timeout. So now 3rd and 7 for the Buffaloes. Snap. They look over the middle. Fired over the middle. High pass incomplete.
This is almost no man's land here, though. I think you're gonna have to go for it.
I think so. 4th and 7 here for the Buffaloes. Again, the Buffaloes hit a pass down the sideline to the big tight end. Got it in shape deep in Thunderwolves territory. Then a couple of runs got it down to where it was 3rd down and 7. The last play there incomplete after the Thunderwolves took a timeout on defense to get you caught up here. Double wide out right here on 4th down. Single wide out to the left.
This could be a quick kick too, though.
Uptailing in the gun. Takes the snap, straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Steps up, and then he's hit and blasted the ball comes loose. Chance for the scoop and score here, but instead it's recovered by the Thunderwolves in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line.
Norshongolo blew him up.
And Hufftailing is still down on the field. Now he's going to get up after just being blasted. As our old buddy Tony Wright would say, he was flat blasted there. And now Hufftailing being escorted off the field by the training staff. He was literally cut in half that time.
I don't know that was, I'm almost positive that was Norshongolo that just destroyed him.
So Thunderwolves now trying to take advantage here. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 45-yard line. From the pistol, it's Edwards. Takes the snap. Looked like he went the wrong way. Now hands it to Michi, and that draws a crowd. Looked like Edwards turned the wrong way to hand the ball off, and when he finally got it around to Michi, it allowed the defense to collapse in there. They're going to say it's only a loss of 1 on the spot up at the 46-yard line, but it could have been a lot worse for the Thunderwolves.
West Texas is doing a much better job up front.
6th and 11.
So it's 2nd down and 11 for the Pack. Edwards from the pistol again. Michi right behind him. Takes the snap, looks left, fires left, has Forsgren rather, inside the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. Cole Forsgren gets forward. He's had a pretty good ball game here today so far. And, of course, as Joe mentioned earlier, speculation is what's the health status of O'Shea Washington. We haven't seen much of him here.
I don't think we've seen him in the second half.
As Forsgren stays into the game, Rivers goes wide to the right. Forsgren in the slot right. Johnson in the slot to the left. Ball on the left hash mark from the pistol. Edwards here on 3rd and 3 from the 38-yard line. Takes the snap. 3-step drop. Looks all broken up. Could have been picked off there as they tried to hit Forsgren in the slot there. And the safety came up and broke it up. Good play there on defense.
Jim, I'm concerned if I'm CSU Pueblo. I am not able to run the ball at all right now.
That was Chaz Slestinski.
You know, he was the one who led the jumping jacks and the calisthenics before the game for West Texas. You always look for that guy who's screaming and getting the team ready, and he was that guy for West Texas.
He's a junior out of Forney, Texas.
He led this team in tackles last week.
So 4th down, Thunderwolves are going to punt it. Trying to play field position here. Kuda has it. Rugby-style kick. Angles it toward the left sideline. Going for the coffin corner, and he's got it. This depends on the angle here. Probably going to be around the 10-yard line if I had to guess. And they're going to say the 8-yard line, so even better than that. So Kuda continues his good play today. So Thunderwolves don't take advantage of the turnover. West Texas A&M now down in the game, 21-11, will take over from their own 8-yard line. Definitely the field position battle today has been won by the Thunderwolves. We've got a timeout on the field. Thunderwolves lead it by 10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, Joe and I are always curious about other things going on around in the ball game. Wolfie is out there wrestling now with the Buffaloes mascot, and then, of course, the food provided here by Chicken Express, a great Texas company. And in the South, they've got 5 locations throughout the South.
It's good chicken.
Nice, good chicken tenders here. So we thank you for our free lunch. Joe and I are all about free lunch.
Hey, when you drive 5 hours.
That's right.
We ate green chili Frito pies in Clayton for the Children's Miracle Network today.
That was
a little tailgate at a convenience store, and of course we'll eat street food.
Could have had a cigarette if we wanted to.
They
turned those down.
You know, we want a cigarette.
Here's it. Handoff up the middle, going nowhere is the big back Jordan Johnson. It'll be no gain, 2nd down and 10. Well, here's that generous. Look at that, Joe. They put it out at the 9 now.
They again.
It's all about positive. So 2nd and 9 now from the 9.
They just want everybody to feel good about themselves today.
Pretty soon they're going to be giving out orange slices down there or something. Down to 2:15 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 21-11. Offset eye this time. Tailing under center, hands it off right side. Great penetration by the Thunderwolves, and this goes nowhere. Sizer was in the backfield, almost got the handoff. As he throws Witherspoon for a big loss on the play. All the way back to the 5. Loss of 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down, 13.
Yeah, they bring in this nickel formation, and I like this package. I just would like to see a little bit more activity. Stephen O'Malley is a redshirt freshman linebacker who's got great hands. You got the corners in press coverage. You just got to watch somebody underneath.
Thunderwolves show blitz. Now they back out of there, only rush 3. Huff-Tailing gets out of the pressure, now rolls right now. He's going to run it, puts his head down, and goes down at about the 15-yard line. Thunderwolves will concede him that all day, as it means the Buffaloes going to have to punt the football away. Coming up there on the stop was Emory Taylor.
You know, he did that once in the first half and went for 35.
So 4th down and 3 now for the Buffaloes. They're leaving the offense out there on the field. Are they going to try something tricky here?
I'm guessing they're just milking the clock.
Now they're going to send the punt team out there. Still 15 on the play clock. I think they were thinking about, hey, do we go for it here? No, it's just we just can't do it. You can't pull the trigger.
How could you go for it on 4th and 5 from your 15?
Now Rivers stands at his own 40-yard line here.
Unless Hunter Hughes less miles.
Low kick. And Rivers handles it at midfield. Breaks a man, miss, now cuts back inside.
Oh,
and
he
almost
should have kept going.
Almost got away, but then, like Joe said, he cut back in the middle. I think if he kept going right, he had something operating there.
Oh.
But he's down to the 46-yard line. But the great play he made there was running up underneath it, saving all that field position. If the ball hits, it could have been running up the field still.
Yeah, you're 4 yards into West Texas territory, and boy, but if he goes to the right, it's nothing but daylight.
Well, it's time for the Thunderwolves to kind of start putting this game to bed here. They're leading 21-11 with 26 seconds to go here in this third quarter. They will be operating into the wind, but the wind has died down a lot here as we're getting into the evening, the sun going down. So it's not much a factor as it was earlier. Run the draw play to Michi off the right side, puts his head down, cuts inside the 40, and then he is sandwiched. He's still got a gain of about 8 plays. He's down to the 38-yard line of the Buffaloes. And that will be the final play of this third quarter. So we play to a stalemate in the third quarter. Neither team gets on the board. Thunderwolves still on top. They lead at 21-11 as we head to the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back. Fourth quarter, route set to get underway here. Thunderwolves facing a 2nd down and 2 from the Buffalo 38-yard line.
Jim, that last play was nice, 8-yard carry by Michi. We haven't seen that since early in the first quarter.
They go up under center this time. They give it to Michi up the middle, and he bounces forward. He's going to be short of the first down. Gets a yard. We are aware we're having a few technical difficulties on our internet broadcast here. We instead of a phone line here, they have us on an internet connection, and at times it's been dropping out. We get a little bit of distortion at times. We apologize for that. We're working with it, but we appreciate you staying with us and understanding. 3rd down and a yard for the Thunderwolves. Edwards under center here. They kind of unbalance the formation right as O'Malley, the fullback, is into the game. Let's see if he stays there on this right side. Sometimes he comes in motion. Instead, they give it to Michi right side. Kind of puts his head down, tries to burrow for the first down. He didn't get it.
You got to go for it here.
So it's 4th down, and the Thunderwolves are sending the punt team in.
It's 4th and 1. Less than 1.
And the defense is excited with themselves out there for West Texas A&M, as they should be. So the Thunderwolves electing to play field position here and punt the football away. This punt will be into the wind, but when you consider you're punting from the 37-yard line, you just kind of hit this as hard as you want. Or actually, you're into the wind here, so you could hopefully the wind will knock it down. Cuda rugby style, angles it toward the left sideline. Wind does knock it down. Thunderwolves trying to down it, and they do get to it at the 5-yard line. Going to spot it at the 6 where they initially hit it. So when you consider field position, Thunderwolves get a win there, but considering that they had a chance again to get a score, to get some big separation, it doesn't happen for them.
Heck, the MVP of this game so far is Tanner Cuda.
He has punted the ball brilliantly today. So now West Texas A&M trailing at 21-11 with 13:33 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Jim, I'm a little upset, or not upset, but I'd be troubled if I was CSU Pueblo behind that veteran offensive line where you can't get a yard twice. You have 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, and you can't get a yard 2 times. I mean, if they were young and they were inexperienced.
Uptailing under center here. He's going to hand it off up the middle and trying to squeeze through there for a couple yards.
Warren Witherspoon, the ball.
And they're back to Witherspoon, the starting tailback. Picks up,
got 4.
Looks like they're going to give him, 3, maybe 4. Ball marked just outside the 9-yard line. Ball just inside the right hash mark here. 13:05 to play, fourth quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 21-11. That was our score at halftime. Thunderwolves once led in this game, 21-3. Huff-Taylor takes the snap. Now fires it up the right sideline, throwing it with the wind. Passes up and broken up.
That's great defense by Emory Taylor in single coverage at corner. Went up there and got to the highest point and then hand fought all the way down.
Well, that's pretty much what West Texas A&M needs to do. They got to hit some kind of big play in this game with this wind. Do you feel they get a chance to get it within a score here at least?
Well, that's CSU Pueblo in single coverage with your corners, putting them on an island and trusting everything else. And I'll take my chances with this defense.
Spread the formation a little bit here this time on 3rd and 7, we'll call it. Huff-Taylor now in the pocket. Late pressure. They flush him to the right now. He fires in the flat ball caught by the tailback, and he gets forward across the 25. That's about the 27-yard line. Good run that time by Witherspoon after the catch.
Jim, that was a blown coverage, and you could see the defensive brain trust from CSU Pueblo screaming. That's a 16-yard game, but it was a blown coverage, and you could see the defender just left his man.
Yeah, you can see the defensive coaches there almost in unison taking their play charts and banging it down, hitting themselves on the thigh there.
Well, they had it covered right, and they had it, but you still got to execute.
So it's 1st and 10 out to the 27-yard line. Thunderwolves lead it 21-11 with 12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Huff-Tailing this time from the gun. Takes the snap. Here comes pressure. They're trying to set up the screen. He spins away from it. Here comes late pressure. Gets the pass away, and he just throws it into the sideline that time.
Norshangolo. And that's not Huff-Tailing. That's Ben Arbuckle.
You're right, Joe. Thank you. Ben Arbuckle, the backup quarterback into the game.
Well, we saw Huff-Tailing.
That's right. He got hurt on the previous possession.
Got hurt, and I think he tried to go and couldn't get it done.
Yeah, because he got split in half on that last scramble before the end of the quarter. So Ben Arbuckle.
Who played last week?
He's a junior out of Canadian, Texas. Of course, we're close to the Canadian River here, this area of Texas. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away, and he just throws it out into an empty area. Not sure what was going on there. My phone, Siri, just started talking to me, Joe. You hear that? That was weird.
I just thought somebody was in the booth with us.
Siri was here in the booth with us. 3rd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. That's strange. That's what happens when you put your phone underneath all your stuff here in front of you. And I hit the old button. We got a female in the booth. There'll be a female booth on the Broncos game on Monday night.
Beth Mullins, very good at what she does.
3rd and 10 for the Buffaloes.
Might be the biggest play of the game for both teams.
Arbuckle. They got low snap. He handles it. Now evades pressure. Rolling ahead, incomplete.
Flag. And that's going to be holding. They'll decline it.
As Michael says, as you can see it around his shoulder pad here is
77. That penalty decline.
Okay.
He's 50 yards away from the ball.
Apologize. Our connection at times intermittent goes in and out. We're back. And now here's a kick. Rivers calls for a fair catch and fumbles it, but then covers it up at the 24-yard line. So what a difference for Cummings punting with the wind. He seems like he's been punting into the a little bit.
He's had average respectable. He had like a 3-yard punt.
So we have a timeout on the field. We'll work on our connection here. 11 Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back. As again, we dropped out, but we're back. Thunderwolves complete a pass out in the left. Gain 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6.
Only the second time Zach Boyd's been targeted the entire game. One of the best tight ends in the nation.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Pack from the 28-yard line. They lead at 21-11. We're under 11 minutes to go now here in the 4th quarter. Edwards up under center. Going to run the draw play to Michi. He has an escort. Gets around the corner. Cuts back inside. Instead of staying outside. And the ball comes out. West Texas A&M has it. Did they saying he's down or not? No, they do have the football at the 34-yard line. Looked like, Joe, to me that time, Michi ran into the back of his blocker, and that's what jarred the ball loose.
Yeah, I saw it fly out, and it landed on the ground. They must have been down when they collected it. I was hoping they'd show it on the big screen, but...
It's going to be at the 34-yard line. Here's the third turnover that the Buffaloes needed. Now they have the short field working with the wind. Had the makings of being a big run there, but I think Michi ran right into the back of his own blocker. So it's 1st and 10 for West Texas A&M from the 34-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Arbuckle, the quarterback here, in an offset eye from the gun. Takes the snap. Play action going up the right sideline, and it is. A flag is down. Going to be interference here, I think, on the Thunderwolves. The ball sails incomplete. Flag is down, though.
You know, all they did was run down the field, but I guess they forced him out. So they're going to take that pass interference.
Caitlin Norton was the intended receiver.
It's not a spot foul in college.
Holding. Defense number 1. 10-yard.
And it's a hold, so they'll mark it from the 34 down to the 24. They called it on Sears.
No, I call Emory Taylor. Emory Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor. Beg your pardon.
What Emory Taylor lacks in stature, he makes up for in heart and toughness. Sometimes a little too much.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes from the 24-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They trail at 21-11, 10:36 to go. Double wide out left. They got a slot to the left as well. Arbuckle from the gun. Takes the snap, straight drop, now comes over the middle. Ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage and falls harmlessly incomplete at about the 15-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Thunderwolves seem to be getting better penetration up front. They were trying to sub in and out quite a bit now, but now you got Sizer, Riston, and Croy, and they've kind of been the mainstays in this quarter along that defensive front.
James Maxey also seeing some extended time here, but now sometimes he blitzes off this edge, sometimes he's in coverage. Looks like he's going to play coverage in the flat this time to the wide side of the field. Arbuckle now. Takes snap, Thunder will show blitz. Now Maxey does creep up on the edge. They play action, pass over the middle, caught! It's got the first down inside the 15 down to about the 11-yard line. Simple little turn-in pattern that time. And they get it up the field to the true freshman, Nosef. Caitlin Nosef, he's out of Lubbock, Texas. 1st and 10 for the Buffaloes at the 11-yard line of the Pack. 10:15 to go here in the 4th quarter.
You know, that Lubbock's close the other way. Amarillo's, you go to the north. Lubbock, you go to the south.
That's where we were for the regional a couple years back. We're Lubbock Christian. They end up winning the national title for the women.
They went undefeated that season.
Arbuckle from the gun, pump fake. Here comes pressure. Now he's flushed. Gets pump fake again, and this pressure gets him right at the line of scrimmage. Might get a yard on the play. He was trying to go to the back of the end zone there, but the Thunderwolves coverage stayed with it, didn't buy the pump fake. And they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain at the 11, 2nd down and 10. We're down to 9:34 to go here in the 4th quarter. West Texas A&M hanging around here. They're right on the edge of getting the score to get it within one possession, either the field goal to get it within a touchdown or a touchdown to get it within a field goal. Ball spotted just inside the 11, closer to the 10, so we'll call it 2nd and 9 here. Arbuckle goes under center this time. And he hands it off. The left side Thunderwolves will read it right away, and this will be no gain on the play.
That's Brandon Payer. He has had a heck of a game.
Payer playing a little bit of an A, almost like he's ticked off. You got to be ticked off if you're the Thunderwolves here. You should be just having a nice, easy fourth quarter here. Instead, they're having to work their tails off.
2 turnovers, Jim. Short fields, 2 turnovers.
So 3rd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. Will they get 7 or will they have to settle for 3? We'll see as Arbuckle's in the gun. Takes a snap. Fade pattern into the back and out of bounds. Ran out of real estate there.
What West Texas players are asking about some bumping there, but the ball was uncatchable.
Yeah, it was definitely out of the field of play. So now they'll settle for the field goal to try to get within 1 possession. And it will be the freshman place kicker here, Alex Schrag.
You know, we saw he's got a great leg. So the distance is not a problem. I mean, this is a chip shot.
27-yarder.
27-yarder.
Just inside the left hash mark, and now we've got a stoppage. Thunderwolves going to take a timeout. So that's the second timeout they've had to burn here in the second half. So we'll take one with them. 21-11, Pack on top. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. Not sure why the Thunderwolves had to burn the timeout there, but indeed they're down to 1 now with 8:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. It'll be a 27-yard field goal attempt upcoming here for West Texas A&M. Unless the Thunderwolves weren't sure that they might be running a fake here. Maybe they saw some and said, we better get a timeout and get adjusted here. But I would think you don't run a fake here. You definitely kick this thing. Get it within a touchdown. So again, it's the freshman, Alex Schrag, from the left hash mark.
7-yard field goal.
Good snap. Kick is up. And it is good. We got ourselves a 1-possession game. 8:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 21-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, Joe, on your keys to the game today, you've said for West Texas A&M to have a chance to win this one, they need to get a couple of turnovers, and they have gotten those here in the second half. They got the interception when Michi tried the option pass, and then Michi fumbling the football on the run.
You know, you hate to say that. He's got 3 first-half touchdowns on the ground, but you've got 2 second-half turnovers, and right now you got to see which is going to be stronger.
West Texas A&M playing with the wind here in this fourth quarter. What wind there is? We mentioned the wind has died down substantially. It's probably blowing maybe 7-8 miles an hour. Earlier in the game, 15 gusting around 20-25, but it's calmed down here. Not that much of a factor. And with the stadium being the way it is built, kind of in a bowl here, but the wind is coming up through the open end.
If I'm CSU Pueblo, I'm more concerned about not getting that yard on the ground 2 or 3 times now. You have to get that yard. On a sneak, you have to get that yard. And they have had 3 or 4 chances in the second half and not been able to.
All right, we go now from
off. Actually, that's the punter kicking it off. He's duties with the wind, and it's going to be down in the back of the end zone. So the Thunderwolves will take over from their own 25-yard line, and it's winning time right now. You've got to move the change. I think you got to get 3 more points to secure this game here.
Well, just some sustained drives. Move the football. We've seen Marche do
now with the ball put on the ground on this possession. Well, we'll see what kind of confidence they have here.
1 carry.
And they do have the ball. You love Alex Michi, but when you put the ball in the turf, coaches tend to take you out of ball games. So they go with the gun here.
You know, and some of that, it might have been fatigue. Forcing the game.
Edwards takes the snap. And the ball broken up, though, at the very end there, and the safety just nailing
Zach
Boyd. Boyd had it in his hands, and the ball. Boy, in the perfect spot, but Boyd couldn't hold on when the safety came and blasted him.
He's ripping the official in.
Here on the play.
Downfield, offense number 2,
Alex Mitchell. So they're going to take the penalty. It's going to go 1st and 15.
Yeah, 1st and 15 as opposed to 2nd down and 10. So now the Thunderwolves backing up here. So even if Boyd had secured it, it would have been called back. Well, it's tough to get an illegal man downfield on a straight pass play like that. From the pistol this time, Edwards steps up in the pocket. He's got all kinds of room. Now it breaks down on him. He gets the penalty yardage back. He had to slide to a stop there. It was almost like they were inviting him to run at that time. He brought it up in there, and it closed down in a hurry. But he gets the penalty yards back. So 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard. Actually, were they going to spot him a little short of that because where he took the slide? I don't think so. They still haven't put the
right
ball
on the 25.
Yep. Okay.
I like to see Brandon Edwards call his own number a couple more times. That's what loosens that defense up because you have to account for that. Just ask the Thunderwolves.
Double wide out right as Ribberich is in the game. Forsgren in the slot to the left. Johnson wide to the left. O'Shea Washington hasn't played here in the second half for the Thunderwolves. Boyd comes in motion, resets. Here comes max pressure. They set up the screen. Ball's complete. And Denard makes a man miss and gets forward to about the 29-yard line. Boy, they invited the screen that time. They read it. But Denard did a good job of making the first man miss and get forward for a couple of yards, 4 yards on a play, and an injury this time for West Texas A&M. So an injured ball player, 7:04 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves face 3rd down when we come back. They lead at 21-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo. This ball game coming up right here. Thunderwolves spread the field here. Double wide out to each side. Denard is the lone back. From the pistol is Edwards. They need 6.
And they're coming.
Edwards steps back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Steps up. Ball's fumbled. It's loose on the deck. Looks like the Buffaloes have it.
Jim, they were coming, and the Thunderbolts didn't see it.
They force the turnover, and they take over at the 24-yard line. So the 3rd turnover here of this second half for the Thunderwolves. 2 of them here in the fourth quarter.
23-yard line.
23-yard line for the Buffaloes with 6:33 to go. Edwards just held it way too long there, sitting in the pocket.
Hunter's dialed up some nice blitzes tonight. I know he doesn't consider himself the defensive coordinator anymore, but I guarantee you those came from him.
1st down and 10 for the Buffaloes. It's 21-14. Thunderwolves clinging to a 7-point lead now. The backup quarterback, Arbuckle, setting up the middle screen. They've got it set up. Blockers in tow on the right side. Inside the 15, down close to the 1st down. It's like Witherspoon. And he is going to be just short of the 1st down at the 14-yard line. They'll set up 2nd down and a yard. They set that up beautifully.
Well, you want to get that pass rush, and you finally you feel like you got some freedom. But there's got to come a time when you're hitting that rush where you go, hey, wait, this is too easy.
So 2nd and a yard for the Buffaloes here with 6 minutes to go. Clock running in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 21-14. Arbuckle from the gun. He will hand it off. Witherspoon trying to get the edge. He turns the corner. He's got the 1st down. Cuts it inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Good run there by Witherspoon. It'll be 1st down and goal from the 7-yard line for the Buffaloes. Well, 2 years ago, we had one of the best games we ever called here on Fox Sports Pueblo. When it went down to the end, Thunderwolves ended up losing 31-30. Here, they seem to have this one in firm control, but have let the Buffaloes up off the mat.
Turnovers.
1st and goal from the 7-yard line. They shift the tight ends to the left side of the formation, get the blocking back right behind the left tackle. Up under center And the ball off, and a reverse field here. Witherspoon now running backwards, and he goes for a big loss all the way back outside the 15-yard line. He tried to bounce it outside. Joe, there's nothing there, and then he stumbled, and that really got him behind schedule. They're going to mark it at the 15.
Well, when the safety or the cornerback from the other side makes the tackle, that's -8 on that play.
All the way back to the 15, so it'll be second down and goal. Ball in the right half. We're under 5 minutes to go now. Thunderwolves on top, 21-14. Buffalo's looking for the tying score here. You never know. They're playing with the house's money. They might go for 2 if they get the touchdown here.
Well, why not?
Double wide out left, single wide out right, ball in the right hash mark from the gun. Arbuckle takes the snap, he looks left, steps up in the pocket, now fires left side, wide open, inside the 10, inside the 5, knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Totally unaccounted for. The receiver over on the left side, Peyton Gonzalez.
And he is hurt.
Took a big-time shot at the 2-yard line, but they'll take those 13 yards. Brings up third down and goal to go.
Suddenly this crowd at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium is into it. And well, they should be.
They're going to go to the Wildcat formation here. This is Johnson. He'll take the direct snap. High snap, he handles it, now hands it off. No, he doesn't hand off, he keeps it, he loses 2 yards. He probably should have handed it off to Witherspoon. He kept it and ends up losing 2 yards. Thunderwolves sniffed that one out. So
they're going to go down and goal. They're going for it, Jim. They're going for it right here. They're putting all their money in it right now.
Ball right at the 4-yard line. We're down to 3:23 to go.
If you need a play from what Hunter Hughes called a national championship caliber defense, it was right here, right now. Arbuckle back in at quarterback.
Sends a man wide to the right. Tight formation still. Extra tight end plus a fullback lines up right behind the right tackle. Thunderwolves show blitz. Arbuckle now. Play action. Rolls the pocket to the left. Here comes pressure to the back of the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Great pass to the back corner of the end zone. And the Buffaloes now a chance for the extra point to tie, or do they go for 2? We'll see what they do here.
Shanks is out there.
But the thing is, they run this weird formation. They could go for 2 in the lead right here. 5 players line up right over at the 10-yard line. The ball will be snapped from directly in the middle of the field. Now they're going to shift, and looks like they're going to go into the kick formation.
You know, they still can fake it from here.
Now, whistle timeout taken by the Thunderwolves. That's their last timeout.
Are you kidding me?
With 2:51 to go, timeout on the field. 1-point game on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, the all-important extra point upcoming here for the Buffaloes. And this time they come out of the timeout taken by the Thunderwolves, and they go right into the conventional extra point try here. 2:51 to play. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. We have a tie ball game. 2:51 to go here in the fourth quarter. 21 apiece. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. Things had to go right in this second half for West Texas A&M. So far, they're all going right for them and all going wrong for the Thunderwolves. Turnovers will kill you in any football game, no matter who the opponent is, and the Thunderwolves have turned over 3 times here in the second half.
And it's like their own doing. A halfback pass, a kind of trickeration play just goes awry. Getting hit from behind as you're gaining 15 yards. The last with Brandon Edwards, that was just a great call, defensive call by West Texas. Blitz that CSU Pueblo.
Now you got to change your mindset. You've been holding on this entire ball game, it seems like, and now you got to put it in a different gear. Chance for the return here. They will try to return it out across the 10. And going nowhere, pinned back inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. That was ill-advised. Tell you what, the Thunderwolves in big-time trouble now because now they're going to have to try to just get this game into overtime. If they don't get a first down here, they're going to punt it to a hot offense.
Jim, I don't understand why you bring it out 4 yards deep in your own end zone and get it down to the 10.
So the ball's at the 10. That's where the Thunderwolves will start this possession. Injured player being attended to West Texas A&M. They're escorting him off the field here.
He made the tackle, and he paid a price.
Fans to show our appreciation. The hard play of the best, Damon Williams.
Ben Williams, the injured player for the Buffaloes. So now Thunderwolves with 2:45 to go here in a tie game from their own 10. From the pistol, it's Edwards. Takes the snap. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Intercepted at the 20-yard line. He was hit as he threw it, and the ball picked off by the Buffaloes. And now, Joe, the Thunderwolves are completely out of timeouts. West Texas A&M, they can play it close to the vest here and play for the winning field goal.
Four second-half touchdown or turnovers.
Edwards hit right as he delivered the pass. Just an astonishing turn of events here. Buffaloes, they're going to rely on that freshman kicker to win the ball game right here, Joe. They might try something trickeration here. Thunderwolves have to almost be considering, do we just let them score here? But I think you don't.
No.
At this spot on the field. Now timeout taken by the Buffaloes. We'll take one with them. 2:39 to go here in the fourth quarter. We're all tied up at 21 on Fox Sports Pueblo. West Texas A&M taking the timeout here. They want to get everything in order here for what could be this winning possession here.
Well, if you know Hunter Hughes, he's not waiting to kick a winning field goal. He wants to go for the jugular.
They're going to put Arbuckle up under center here. Johnson the lone back. Ball at the 19-yard line. They give it to Johnson. Up the middle, puts his head down, squirms down to about the 16-yard line. Thunderwolves are out of timeouts here.
Ball carrier.
They called one on special teams. They called one on and two on defense. Is that correct?
Right.
He gained 3 yards.
So when they were calling him, it probably didn't feel like it was that damaging, but now it's turned out to come back to haunt him. 2nd down and 7. West Texas A&M taking all the time they can here. The play clock is down to, play clock didn't start on time. It's down to 25. We're down to 1:59 to go here in the game.
Know your geography.
They continue just to stand around here waiting for the play clock to go down. It's down to 12 now. They're going to take as much time as they can off it here.
You know, the ball's been on the carpet a few times for West Texas, and they picked it back up, so there's always that.
And they give it up the middle, and not much here for big Jordan Johnson. It's going to be 3rd down as the clock now down to 1:25 to go. We're all tied up at 21 apiece. West Texas A&M, they're going to run one more play here. You do the math. It's going to be down to probably about 15 seconds to go in this ball game when they attempt the game winner. They do have a couple of timeouts left in their pocket.
Alex Schrag is a true freshman. The Colony High School.
They give it up the middle. Jordan puts his head down. He bangs his way down to about the 11. He'll be 2 yards short of the first down, but we're down to 45 seconds to go, 38 on the play clock. So they're going to run it all the way down here inside of 10 seconds. Take the timeout, set up for the game-winning field goal. And if they do connect on the game-winning field goal, it will be the most improbable victory you've probably ever seen in Pac Thunderwolf football history. Game they had complete control of. Official just staring at Hunter Hughes when he takes the timeout with 1 on the play clock. 8 seconds to go in the game. When we come back, a chance for the game winner for West Texas A&M on Fox Sports Pueblo. 21-21. Thunderwolves tied up West Texas A&M. 8 seconds to go. A chance for the game winner. It's going to be about a 28-yard attempt here from the left hash mark with a freshman kicker, Alex Schrag, out of the Colony, Texas. They're going to spot it at the 18. Ball is down. Kick is up. It is good. Now we got flags down. Stuff happening after the play. I think the kick is going to count. We got extracurricular after the play is over. Points are on the board and penalties called probably on the Thunderwolves for using leverage or committing a personal foul here, I imagine, in the middle of the field.
I think it might be on West Texas.
No foul on the play. The kicker fell on his own. So the Buffaloes connect. 4 seconds to go here. Now let's have a little squib kick. And man, oh man, the scratching of heads and the soul searching after this ball game. And it'll be a collective effort. You can fault the players for putting the ball on the carpet, but there were several mysterious calls in this game as well. It's going to be kind of those spread the wealth of blame after this ball game for the Thunderwolves. So 4 second-half turnovers lead to 4 scores for the Buffaloes. Actually, 3 scores. All the turnovers didn't result in scores in this second half, but they lead to the Thunderwolves' demise. That is for sure.
Jim, it's just you got to play the whole game. You have your foot on the throttle. You're playing well, and all of a sudden.
So now it'll be Schrag to kick it off. As we said, he will just squib this along the ground here. Thunderwolves are in their conventional kickoff return formation, but there's no way he's going to kick this deep, I wouldn't think. He just kind of pooches it down there. This is a pretty deep chance for a return here. Fumbled, though. It's loose on the deck and covered up at the 24-yard line with 2 seconds to go. Thunderwolves had a chance there. If they field that cleanly, they might be able to get something going there, but once you fumbled it, took all chances of a return away, and now they'll just try the old California play, Joe, where you just lateral about 8 times, which could result in the 5th turnover of the game when you all look at it here.
That's just... There's 50 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they are going to celebrate. Hunter Hughes is going to get his first win at West Texas A&M at the expense of Colorado State University Pueblo.
So they'll go pistol here on this formation. Edwards takes it. Here comes max pressure up the middle. Gets the pass away down the middle. It's caught. Here's a lateral play. Thunderwolves have it working across midfield. Fake the pitch, and now going down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. No flags. Game is over. The Buffaloes of West Texas A&M have pulled off the upset. They win it 24-21. Back with our post-game show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. Welcome back, Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves go down to defeat here tonight 24-21 in one of the most improbable losses in the reincarnation of the program's history here tonight. A game they had in firm control, led it 21-3 in the first half. Had a possession in Buffalo territory in that first half, working with the wind, a chance to increase the lead there. Didn't get it done, then gave up a long drive late in the first half. It was 21-11 at halftime. And then the Thunderwolves in the second half seemed to be poised to put up a clinching touchdown. But then a halfback pass call on a first down play from the 17-yard line of the Buffaloes resulted in an interception. As they pitched the ball to Michi, he threw an interception, underthrew his man who was open in the back of the end zone. Gave the Buffaloes life there. They eventually get three more turnovers in the second half, leading the points. They converted on fourth down and goal from the 4-yard line, a pass to the back of the end zone to get them within one. They hit the extra point to tie it, and on the first play after the resulting possession of the Thunderwolves with 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter, they threw an interception. Ball was picked off after Edwards was hit in the middle of the field. Thunderwolves were out of timeouts. They used 3 timeouts in the second half. 2 of them called when they were on defense, 1 of them on special teams, so they had no way of stopping the clock. West Texas A&M runs the clock down and then kicks the game-winning field goal with 4 seconds to go, and they win it 24-21, the first victory for Hunter Hughes as the head coach of West Texas A&M, the former defensive coordinator for the Thunderwolves. It's a bitter defeat for the Pack to swallow. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about it right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Celebration continues down on the field for the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M in front of a nice crowd here tonight at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. They were quiet early on in this ball game, but as the game built in the second half, they were right there with their club, and they celebrate this victory. It's a huge win for them as they now lead the series with CSU Pueblo 4-3. They're not on the schedule next year, or West Texas A&M. They could meet, of course, maybe in a playoff match later, but the Thunderwolves have Texas A&M Commerce coming into the schedule next year, and that's going to be a tough game looking ahead. The Thunderwolves, that's the third-ranked team in the country this year. But first things first, recapping this ball game, Thunderwolves just plain and simply let this one slip away, and you could almost say gave it away. When you turn the ball over 4 times in a half of football, and then you don't take advantage of numerous scoring opportunities in the opposition's territory, you have no one really to blame but themselves, and that's what happened tonight to the Thunderwolves as they their own worst enemy as they go down to defeat here 24-21. We were hoping to get an interview with John Riston here, but our wireless setup not quite functioning up to par here at Kimbrough Memorial Stadium, a long way to the stadium floor there, and it's just not a good enough signal, so we'll just have to rely on his John Riston's words to Joe Cervi in the paper tomorrow in the Chieftain, see what the recap is there, as get John Riston's take on what happened in this ball game. Thunderwolves go down to defeat 24-21. We'll have the final numbers for you. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves go down to defeat tonight 24-21. Let's go, let's see if Caitlin's got the highlight package for us. I'll go ahead and set them up, and we'll see if we got them. If I don't hear them, I'll know we didn't. But Thunderwolves started off this ball game in good shape, took the initial possession of the ball game. They picked up a couple of key third downs on the drive, ended up getting the ball down to the 1-yard line to set up the first score. Stay with Michi. They bring the fullback O'Malley back in. He lines up kind of an offset eye right behind the left guard, left tackle, kind of in between that gap. Double tight end set. Everybody in the box here. Bring a man in motion. That's O'Malley. He resets the right side of the formation. They give it to Michi up the middle. He's hit. Tries to bounce forward. Tries to push the stack in. Touchdown. Second effort this time by Michi. Able to get the touchdown. So the Thunderwolves strike first. And try the extra point. Is Mitchell Carter, the redshirt freshman. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. There you go. Nice little extended highlight. And Mitchell Carter probably never thought he'd make the highlight package, but he did there, kicking the extra point through there. It was 7-0. Thunderwolves on top with 10:13 to go, rather. The drive took 4:47 in the first quarter. West Texas A&M would bounce right back, and they would move the ball down the field on their first possession of the game, but the Thunderwolves defense eventually stiffened, and it forced this 23-yard field goal attempt, which was good by Alex Schreg. And with 3:58 to go in the first quarter, Thunderwolves led it 7-3. We move on into the second quarter as the Thunderwolves took over on their next possession. Again, a nice, long, sustained drive on into the second quarter. And again, it was that man, Michi. Goal on the left hash mark. Edwards up under center. Offset eye with O'Malley, the fullback, into the game. They're going to give it to Michi on the left side. Takes the block, and he takes it on into the end zone for the touchdown. Good blocking on that left side, and you can just team to 3 with the extra point upcoming, and that means it's the freshman Mitchell Carter. He's out of Discovery Canyon High School. Low snap. They do get it down. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Thunderwolves led at that point 13-30. After the 10-play, 75-yard drive. Thunderwolves not done. They would get a short field on their next possession after forcing a short punt. This time it would take them only 3 plays to go the 33 yards, and again, it was Austin Michi. And so first and goal from the 4. There's Boyd in motion. Resets right behind the left tackle. They give it to Rivers, left side. Puts his head down. Good leg drive to the goal line. He is right at the line. Do they give him the call? Yes. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Mitchell Carter in to try the extra point. Better snap this time. Kick is up. And it is good. So Michi with the touchdown run. Officially, they give him 5 yards on the carry as the back nose of the football touching the 5. So the extra point was good. Thunderwolves led at that point 21-3. Seemed to be in complete control of the ball game. But then West Texas A&M mounted their best sustained drive of the ball game, working into the win. Actually, if you look back on it, Thunderwolves got the ball back with a short field, leading 21-3. But they were unable to take advantage as they took over at the 45-yard line of West Texas A&M. It was one of the signs of things to come. Thunderwolves unable to take advantage of a short field. They again punted it away, and Tanner Kuda had an awesome day punting the football, punted them deep. But this time they got a return out to the 19-yard line. This time they would go 81 yards in 11 plays featuring the Wildcat. And it was Jordan Johnson taking it in from 7 yards out. The extra point, they went for 2. And it turned out to be critical points in this ball game as Junior Palme caught a pass in the corner of the end zone, little out pattern right by the pylon. The 2-point conversion was good, and it made it 21-11, and that's the way we went to halftime. We come out in the third quarter, Thunderwolves with opportunities to score, unable to get it done. The best chance they had it down at the 17-yard line. I believe it was 1st and 10 from the 17, and they elected to run a halfback option pass as they pitched it to Michi. He ran to the right side, stopped, had a man wide open in the middle of the end zone, underthrew it, and the ball was picked off. And West Texas A&M avoided disaster there. And we moved on into the fourth quarter, and then the Thunderwolves started to turn the ball over. One of their, again, turning over. They turned it over on that pass there by Michi, but then 3 more turnovers in the fourth quarter. The first one led to this field goal attempt by Alex Schreg. And he nailed it from 27 yards out. That made the score 21-14. West Texas A&M then would get another turnover by the Thunderwolves. This time it was a fumble by Michi. They took over at the 23-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Jaquarius Daniels, a 4-yard pass from Ben Arbuckle. It was on 4th down and goal. And they hit the extra point. They tie the game up at 21 apiece. Thunderwolves again turned the ball over. This time it was Edwards in the pocket. He was hit just as he threw the ball, kind of floated out of there over the middle. The ball was picked off by the Buffaloes. The Thunderwolves were out of timeouts. West Texas A&M ran 3 plays, ran it down to 8 seconds to go in the ball game. They snapped it. Alex Schreg, the freshman kicker, hit a 28-yard field goal, making the score 24-21, and that's the way it would end. They would kick the ball off to the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves able to run 1 play, ran the old hook and lateral play, got it down to the 40-yard line before being tackled, but they were out of time, and the Buffaloes win it 24-21. Come back, we'll give you the final numbers right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves go down to defeat here tonight, 24-21. Let's give you a look at the final numbers in this game. Thunderwolves with 16 first downs. West Texas A&M with 14. Thunderwolves held to 79 yards rushing in the game. West Texas A&M with 133. Thunderwolves with 231 yards passing. West Texas A&M with 90. Total offense, Thunderwolves 310. West Texas A&M 223. Time of possession in the game, though, when you look at it, West Texas A&M, despite being outgained the way they were, 35-25 in possession time in this game. And in the fourth quarter, when it was critical, 10 minutes and 49 seconds to only 4 minutes and 11 for the Thunderwolves. They just controlled the second half. In fact, in the second half, they had 19 minutes of possession time to only 11 for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves 4 of 9 on third down. West Texas A&M only 4 of 15. You look at a lot of these numbers and you say, how did the Thunderwolves ever lose this game? Well, you know why? They turned the ball over. Thunderwolves putting the ball on the turf, fumbling the ball, plus via the interception. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles result in their doom in this ball game tonight. Points off of turnovers for West Texas A&M. They end up with 13 off of turnovers. Thunderwolves, no points off of turnovers. Some of the individual numbers here as we turn the page for the Thunderwolves. Michi, 20 carries, 79 yards, 3 touchdowns. Marche Denard, 1 carry for 5 yards. Edwards, 3 for a -5. You factor in the sack yardage there. Jordan Johnson, he kind of turned the ball game around on that Wildcat drive late in the first half. He ends up with 12 carries for 66 yards and the touchdown. Witherspoon, 16 carries, 31 yards. Hufftailing ended up with 9 carries for 19. You factor in 45 yards and losses on sacks. Arbuckle 2 for 9. Morrow 3 for 5. Blair 1 for 3. Through the air, Edwards was 18 of 26. 2 interceptions, 231 yards in total. I think Edwards only had, did he have the 1 pick? The other pick was by Michi. So, in all, only 1 interception for Edwards. He did have the lost fumble in the ball game. Hufftailing, 4 of 11 for 51 yards. Ben Arbuckle came off the bench, 4 for 7. Did throw the touchdown pass late, the one that ended up resulting in the tying extra point. He ends up with 39 yards through the air. Smith, 5 for 78. Forsgren, 3 for 53. Johnson, 3 for 45. Michi for 2 for 13. Donnell, 1 for 23. Boyd, 2 for 5. Washington, 1 for 10. Denard, 1 for 4. For West Texas A&M on the receiving end, Palme, 2 for 35. Weatherspoon, 2 for 27. Nosef, 1 for 13. Gonzalez, 1 for 13. Jacorius Daniels, only 1 for 4, but it was a big one. The tying touchdown late in the ball game. Some defensive numbers here tonight in this game. I don't think they have them on this front page. We'll see if we can find them here for you. Payer ends up with 14 tackles in the game, 11 of them solo jobs to lead the way for the Thunderwolves. Young with 9 tackles to lead the way for West Texas A&M. The final score, West Texas A&M wins at 24-21. Come back with you a scoreboard show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. One final time to Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. Thunderwolves go down to defeat tonight 24-21. Celebration continuing here on the floor of the stadium. Be a nice one on into the night here for the Buffaloes as they win this ball game. The first for Hunter Hughes as the new head coach for the Buffaloes. Also around the RMAC today, Colorado Mesa, they defeated Chadron State 24-10. Mines all over Highlands today, 70-0. Fort Lewis, a close one up in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. They defeat Black Hills State 17-13. Adams State, big win over Western State today, 51-14. In progress up in Rapid City tonight. That's where we'll be next week, as South Dakota Mines leading Dixie State 28-14, 12:31 to play in the third quarter in that one. Also, scores of note today: Colorado defeated Texas State, set 37-3. Colorado State over Abilene Christian, 38-10. Scores of note from Division II football: number 1 Northwest Missouri, they won Thursday night over Washburn, 20-14. Ferris State leads in the third quarter, 38-13. Go down the list here. Scores that might interest you there. Minnesota Duluth, they lead Upper Iowa 33-21. Actually, that's a final. 33-21. Minnesota Duluth over Upper Iowa. Minnesota State earlier today. Thunderwolves defeated them for the national championship. Remember back in 2014, 56-19, they win that ball game. And I like to go with the playoff opponents we've had in the past. Ashland defeats Ohio Dominican, or they lead Ohio Dominican 30-20 in the third quarter of that game. West Georgia, they lead Miles 45-7 in the third quarter. On the big boys side of things, see what's happening over there. Here, scores in progress. Tonight, Clemson leads Auburn fourth quarter late, 14-6 in that one. USC 21-17 over Stanford, minute 41 to go in the first half in that one. Ohio State, midway through the third quarter, 13-10 over Oklahoma. Notre Dame holds a 13-10 lead midway through the third quarter up in South Bend. LSU over Chattanooga tonight, 35-3. That's a third quarter score. Midway through the third quarter, Washington over Montana, 35-7. Here are the finals. Wisconsin defeats Florida Atlantic 31-14. Kansas State all over Charlotte. We'll give you the winners here. Michigan over Cincinnati. North Carolina fell to Louisville. Louisville, the big comeback in the fourth quarter. They defeat North Carolina. Virginia Tech over Delaware. Alabama defeats Fresno State. TCU over Arkansas. Penn State over Pitt. Tennessee over Indiana State. Washington State against Boise State later tonight. Pac-12 after dark. Non-conference game, of course, but that's the headliner there. Oklahoma State defeated South Alabama earlier this week, 44-7. Of course, Northern Colorado Day's game canceled with Florida because of the hurricane conditions down in Florida, as well as Florida State, Louisiana Monroe, and then Miami of Florida with Arkansas State. That game also canceled today, along with South Florida, Connecticut. So 4 games not played today down there in the top 25 because of that. Baseball score of note, Rockies lead the Dodgers 4-0. They're in the middle of the third inning there. Rockies coming up with 4 runs in the second inning to lead that one. And in the pennant chase, let's just scroll on down here and see what we've got here. Other games of note for Rockies fans. Cardinals lead the Pirates top of the ninth, 4-3 there. Pirates do have a runner on, but 2 outs. And the Diamondbacks lead the Padres 5-0. And we should have a final from the Brewers game earlier today. Brewers all over the Cubs 15-2. So Rockies will need a win to keep their 3-game lead in the wild card tonight. That about wraps things up here. Where we're going to be next week, we have the John Riston Show presented by Car Pros at the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. That should be an interesting show to get the take from John Riston after this one, what happened here tonight. A lot of questions, I'm sure, for John from the fans, from Joe and myself. But John's not afraid. He'll face them, and he'll answer them straightforward, and hope you can be out there with us. Once again, 6 o'clock, Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House, the Car Pros John Riston Show, right here on Fox Sports Pueblo, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. You can come out and take part in the show if you'd like. Have a nice dinner and join the coach. Our next action for Thunderwolves football will be next Saturday. We'll be on the road again as we continue our 3-state tour. Next week we'll be in South Dakota. We'll be in Rapid City as the Thunderwolves on the road to take on South Dakota Mines. We're back in the Mountain Time Zone. The pregame show will be at 5:30. Kickoff at 6 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Special thanks to Dax Larson, the Assistant Athletic Director in charge of Media Relations at CSU Pueblo. Sean Pooley is his assistant. Joe Folda is the Athletic Director. And also thanks, of course, to Haley Sue Robinson for all she does, along with Rachel Morris throughout the week for us here on Thunderwolves football. My partner is Joe Cervi. I thank him. We look forward to reading his story tomorrow. I'm sure I'll hear all about it here tonight as we go to dinner after this ball game, exactly what transpired, what they thought, what John Riston's comments were. And we'll look forward to that tomorrow in the Pueblo Chieftain. Caitlin Norton's been our producer and engineer tonight of Thunderwolves football. We thank Caitlin for doing a great job back in Mission Control. My name is Jim Brooks. To remind, I've got to thank Kit Streif, of course, the sports information guy here. Always love to see Kit, catch up with him down here in beautiful Canyon, Texas. That about wraps it up. Jim Brooks bidding you good night, reminding you one final time. Thunderwolves go down to defeat 24-21 to West Texas A&M. Good night, everybody.
This has been CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Catch all the action all season long right here on the home for all all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves athletics. Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350.